Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. That's right, folks. It's a feel-good Friday, and I'm blowing out your eardrums because we are back at it again. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We are your alternative commentary for all the wrestling. And tonight, jam-packed night. We got SmackDown. We got Rampage. We got Collision tomorrow. We got more stuff to get into, more stuff to talk about, more rumors, more news, more dirt sheets, more. You can never have too much. Folks, me and this pretty face are going to take you through all the action here tonight. We are not going to stop on a joyous day where we hit 2K subs overnight. So thank you. Strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, put a smile on your face, and let's go. Ding, 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 folks. We are live. Like I said, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network, and we have all your wrestling coverage coming to you. We will kick off SmackDown at the top of the hour, but until then, we are just going to run through the chat. We're going to talk some wrestling, and as always, we are going to give you the most unbiased, unrelenting, unstoppable coverage out there. Folks, it's nothing but fun. Once again, thank you for 2K. But I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White. I'm the Iron Man of YouTube. And guess who's back?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women of all ages, the Wrasslin for Life Network proudly brings to you its 2K YouTube Tag Stream Champions of the World. The Every Night Get Right, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, back like the Tribal Chief. We are back again on a Friday night SmackDown, so make sure you acknowledge us, especially on a joyous day like today. Use that one, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I feel like a lot of you have. But be a friend, tell a friend, hit that bell notification. What?
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy week in wrestling again. A very unique time in wrestling. I mean, we're getting
crazy day. We just had the CM Punk ESPN interview drop, which you did a whole video about just before this. What?
Yeah, I love on a day where I'm like, okay, this is big news. I'm going to jump on and do a quick 15, and then 50 minutes later, I'm
almost
like,
an hour.
But
wait, I got to be on somewhere else now. Here, hold on.
Yeah, right. So enough time to jump off, grab some food, and jump back on. So Victor's in the chat giving us the what's already. So, but with all that being said, yeah, I mean the Punk news is out. We're leading into AEW. I found it very interesting, and like I talked about earlier today, I saw Bleacher Report put a post out on Twitter where it was like, there's a report of a report of a report of a report. Like, it's like Chris Farley and Billy Madison of like, that Veronica Vaughn. Like, that's what the dirt sheets have become.
Punk. He said some mighty mean words in that interview.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Well, a friend of mine. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Well, Brian Alvarez. No, he didn't.
No, definitely not. Not in his Cabana Boy tank top. He was good.
Oh, shots fired.
It's true story. I didn't dress him. Dave might have though. But with all that being said, folks, we are gonna get into SmackDown tonight. Obviously, like it's advertised, Roman Reigns is scheduled to be back tonight. We're hopefully gonna get some answers on what's gonna happen with Jimmy, what's gonna happen with Jay, what's gonna happen with Solo Paul and everyone else. And remember,
well, the leaked report that I've seen is at least one of the segments tonight for Friday Night SmackDown will clarify as to who Roman will be facing at Money in the Bank. I think it could be Jimmy.
I think it's going to be Jimmy. I think it's going to be Roman versus Jimmy. There is the potential.
Jay on a pole match. Jay, custody of Jay.
Jay on a pole match. I mean, it is Money in the Bank season. Maybe we'll just put him,
Paul Heyman on a forklift match.
There you go. Now, that is one of the more compelling things that we've been left with in this storyline is the fact that, Jay says, yeah, this is all wonderful. Yeah, I'll be the next tribal chief. And yeah, I'll do this and I'll do that. But if I do all that, you're out, Paul. You're out if I'm in. What?
But does he recant his statement, though, after he's been super kicked by his brother? And I was going to quickly segue of saying, well, speaking of people who might be out, let's talk about who's in and who's in the chat right now. Because we've got.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. I was going to click on yours real quick before you do that. I'm just going to click on this and let everyone know. Click all our links below. Also, Nick dropped the Discord. Go check us out on Discord. Go say hello. We're over 100 fans on Discord now. The Twitter, the Instagram, it's all growing by the minute. So be a part of that. Go check out all that fun stuff. And yeah, Nick, roll call is all yours, buddy.
And the Tiki Talkies and, the merch store and everything like that. Absolutely. We're, I think, 200 now. So we're the mini version of what we are at now at 2K, which thank you, by the way. But
yeah, congrats.
Big Dog, what up? Chris, what up? Mick out here saying congratulations. Shout out my guy.
What up?
Milestone, what up? Robert, always a fan of you when it comes to AEW. Popping in.
I am too, Robert.
The OG of the chat, Victor, showing up. I think Victor might have been here before even I was.
That is true.
Clay, what up? Rocco, what up? What? And we even got Richard, the conspiracy theorist.
Love him.
And we got Kevin.
What's up, Kev?
We got everybody popping off right now. Oh,
Ronnie
snuck in the back door.
Oh, there you go. I was just going to say that.
Man came in running late to class. I'm here, teacher. I'm
here. Yes, folks. Thank you for being here on a Friday. We are kicking off early, but we got almost 30 people in the live chat already, and the likes are climbing by the minute. I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, we can get to 100 tonight for sure. We're already over 60 before the show even begins.
This is why, and I can say this as the man of 1,001 gimmicks here, and shout out Big Dog. Thank you for the congratulations. But the man of 1,001 gimmicks, it is not a gimmick. It is not false praise, is not accusations, it is not allegations of. We are the fastest growing wrestling channel on YouTube. At this point, it's not debatable, it's not arguable, it's not discussable. Literally, we've been under a year and a half now.
Yeah, still under a year and a half. I mean, we went live March last year, so April, May, June. So a year and 3 months. That's wonderful for my standings.
I was going to say, even then, you hit 1K in the first year, and already just so far through halfway of 2023, we've hit 2K. So who's to say by the end of 2023 we don't hit 3K, 4K?
Listen, by the end of the summer, we're going to hit 3K. We got goals. We got targets. We're going to make it happen.
I was going to say, we'll be like we're like LeBron and Wade and Bosch and them at the Miami Heat. We got 6 championships, 7 championships, 8 championships. What? Victor showing some love to Ronnie, but so I forgot exactly where we were going after the segment. I was like, wait, what were we talking about here?
We got the crazy day in wrestling where we're going to talk about the SmackDown show tonight. There's a few things already kind of being talked about as far as, you said, Roman's back. What are we going to get? There is potentially still rumored that it could be a Roman and Solo tag match, and you put the two brothers that aren't quite on the same page on the same team to see how that figures itself out. I don't think so this time, but we will see tonight. Plus, I believe we do have some other matches going on.
Well, you sowed the seeds of dissension a little bit more. Well, and also I've heard it rumored and I've heard it alleged that maybe they might be pulling somebody out of the Money in the Bank qualifying match that is already qualified and replacing them with somebody else by hook or by crook, by some form or another. Because I've seen people say that the Money in the Bank, at least on the men's version so far, it might be one of the weaker classes that they've had, I guess.
Well, it's funny because I've been watching a lot of old Money in the Banks the last week or so, and I mean, some of the years were like, who booked this? Like, looking at like DiBiase and like some random dudes were just in the Money in the Bank. I mean, as far as legitimate championship contenders, this may be a little soft. It might be.
I think it gives a chance for people to develop themselves. And you even had Ricochet out there earlier today saying that he feels a little slighted that he hasn't had the same opportunities that AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, etc. have had. Your AJ Styles and your Cody Rhodes, but that's neither here nor there. But no, Ricochet's supremely talented. This could be, like I said, even with like the tournaments or whatever, as much as this may be a weak class, this gives an opportunity for them to build somebody. Well, Ricochet and LA Knight or Damian Priest, all that. Sorry.
Well, you look at past ones, not at all, Nick, but you look at past show Money in the Banks where a Daniel Bryan wins, and nobody really would, we wanted it, but we didn't really expect it. You get Corbin won one that he was in with Seth and AJ Styles and a whole plethora.
One of the few people, one of the many failed cash-ins.
Yeah, Otis won one, but they didn't allow that to stick.
Otis.
Otis. But yeah, I mean, like you said, if you don't give them the opportunity, they can never be the AJ Styles or the Seth Rollins of the company. You have to put them in those positions where they can succeed. And I'm okay with it. Now, a lot of people talked about the fact that there's 6 people in these particular matches. Does this leave a room open to go to 8?
It always could. I mean, there's always the potential to add more. You had the one match to where Brock Lesnar was literally showed up at the very end. How fait accompli is that to think that Mustafa Ali was up there grabbing the Money in the Bank briefcase and sat there and just froze like he had seen the face of Medusa.
Yeah.
When Brock Lesnar's music hit and he marched to the ring. So, and then we get all the way to Get a Life, Kid. So it's gone fait accompli.
I hadn't connected that dot.
Sometimes it helps with the vitamins, point ahead, look smart.
That is funny as shit.
But it's interesting if you do get those moments to where you could get a very late addition. Like you've been a proponent of Logan Paul being in the match and potentially winning the match. So,
and it's funny because, we've talked about that for weeks here. And I've actually seen lately a couple people that have pretty good followings jumped on that train of like, I think Logan Paul needs to win. And I was like, hey now. Oh, that's my baby.
This is why we've said often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. Why?
Right. But I think we got some more things going on. Big Dog says props on the 2K subs. I don't know where we left off last. So
I think that was about the last one that I had clicked on. So if you want to keep rolling through,
there you go. Look at your subscribers, Mick. We have, yes, thank you.
I was just saying, look at him. I feel like Patrick was SpongeBob. Look at him.
What's that old saying? Like a watched plant doesn't grow. So we're not looking at him too long.
Canadian Proverbs with KJ White.
Yeah,
Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
Right. Roman beating Cody at WrestleMania 39 is like Rock beating Cena at WrestleMania 28. Brock attacked Cena on Raw, and Brock attacked Cody on Raw. Yes, people made those parallels at the time. Like, it was repetitious, but I mean, it's Brock. That's what he does. That's why I don't know why everyone was so mad about it happening.
But still, we have also said pretty much I think both said ever since Cody lost to Roman, that's what they're doing next year. That's the fait accompli there.
It's going to be one of our longest standing predictions, man. Like when Cody holds that belt up at the end of WrestleMania 40, and we're like, we fucking knew it. We
told you all. We told you all. And then it'll be like Kenny Omega comes back and like wins it or something somehow, some way, and we'll be like, oh god.
Right. But listen, I don't feel like a lot of the IWC right now is harping on the fact that, like still bitter about the Cody thing. Like when you bring it up, they're like, yeah, it just shouldn't have happened. But they're really kind of focused on what has transpired since.
Well, and even then, still, it's been a whole 24 hours. Now they have someone else to be mad about. Now it's CM Punk. Now it's AEW Collision. Now they've got plenty of other things to be mad about. The IWC, like, raged, like, stampede only lasts about 24 hours, and then they just lose focus and just have to find something else to be mad about.
Who else?
You can have that. Not even what I'm mad at.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Every Night Delight, KJ White, and the king of the pause style, Tricky Nicky. The boys are back in town. What?
What?
It was a good one. All right.
Yeah. See it? That's proof that he's not me. What?
There you go. Oh no, he's definitely not you. Trust me. Konosuka and Bandito is tonight on Rampage. Yeah.
And I'm still probably pronouncing it wrong, but I'm still at least closer than taking
that's
shit.
His first name, Konoski.
I don't even Kenosha. Are we going to Kenosha? I don't even want to try and pronounce that. I apologize.
No.
It'd be a hell of a match, though. But to counter that, we are also getting Karen Jarrett and Aubrey Clydesdale, the referee. I forgot her last name. In a mixed intergender 6-man woman tag match. So God giveth and Con taketh away.
Listen, I'm not even going to talk about it right now because I'm in a good mood. We just started the stream. I'm feeling happy.
In a good mood. You're not going to ruin my mood.
Someone commented on Wednesdays of like, good stream, but less complaining. I'm like,
It's
That's
called
not
discussion,
happening,
folks. And if you can't have one, then that's a problem with you, not with us.
You got to take the bad with the good, and I'm going to save that bad for later. I might even take a pre
yeah, that's going to be a race, folks. And you're going to see
you think
who
Audrey
drew the
can
short
go
stick.
a quarter mile?
I almost might want to be here just for the car crash.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, it's going to be a lot to commentate on, so I don't want to ignore the fact that it's happening. I hate that it's happening, and the people that have tried to defend it, I don't know what the fuck you're on,
Right.
but
Well,
I like
we'll talk about some good things that are happening right now. If Alexis saying congrats on the 2,000, absolutely appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Even Rez saying congratulations on 2K subscribers. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And then you had some feelings about how Elton John's Saturday Night Is All Right for a Fight will be Collision's theme song.
It's funny because here in Canada, Nickelback, of all bands, Nickelback redid that song, and that's what they use for like Hockey Night in Canada every Saturday. Is Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. So every time I hear that song, that's what I think of. So as this show progresses, I will literally get 2 different channels singing that song to me. It's a good choice. I mean, at the end of the day, for the vibe I think you're trying to create with this show and the energy, the more mature wrestling audience I think would like this. This makes sense to me.
Oh, absolutely. I like it, and much like how, and it's funny because I entirely even didn't think about it, forgot about it, of how that's the Hockey Night in Canada theme and everything too. You said it, I was like, I literally had flashbacks of the intro and everything now with that song playing. But also they're adding Kevin Kelly, Nigel McGuinness, and JR. Good old JR will be your commentary team for Collision. So
fucking
just fingers crossed, please, dear Con Almighty, I guess, that this has a different vibe, even though they're not going to do a brand split, that this at least stays a different vibe, feels a different to Wednesday night's Dynamite. Even if it's not a brand split, it's not a different draft or anything like that. At least if it feels different, it might make parts of AEW palatable to a certain audience.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think for me, at minimum, like, take my personal feelings away from the Dynamite crew. If we just tuned in tomorrow and there's Excalibur and Taz and Tony, again, you're not getting that different show vibe. And I said it on Wednesday night, where the fuck is JR when we need him? Because I think what Excalibur lacks experience, professional experience. Therefore, he's not a good storyteller. And I mean, that's what he lacks. He's so busy yelling about the moves and yelling about how he knows, I fought him back in Japan in 1908. Like, I don't get it, but he's not telling a good story. So there's certain things that happen along the show where you have JR screaming into the mic, telling you exactly what you're supposed to think, right? Like, that son of a bitch, that son of a bitch. You knew that you were supposed to go, yeah, that son of a bitch.
He painted the emotion of the scene.
Yes. And the other guys kind of leave it a little absent of like,
just wait until he's got to announce all the matchups for like Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, Forbidden Door, probably even All In and All Out all around the same time and everything like that. This man's going to sound like an auctioneer.
Oh, no, it's going to be hilarious.
What do I have now? OC. Like I said, Rampage, just rattling off stuff.
Can I ask you a quick question? Because you just made me think of it. What, like, do you think it's interesting that they're trying to do like a better Rampage? Like, they're really boasting, like, hey, Rampage is going to be good. I was a little surprised with that because I feel like Rampage was kind of the forgotten son of all this, yet maybe not.
See, well, here's where we can get into a whole different couple of branches here, as we're about 9 minutes away from SmackDown. So I'll rattle off some comments and then I'll give my thoughts on that.
Okay.
Here's the facts, guys. The IWC doesn't really care who beats Roman, just as long as someone does. They wouldn't care if it's the gobbledygooker. Yes, they would.
They would.
Boston saying congrats on 2K. Thank you. Rocco, do you guys? Oops, sorry.
All I was going to say about that is, and what kills me is I agree with that comment, with that sentiment that the IWC is just begging because then you see it a lot of times with a lot of different wrestlers. Roman loses to whoever. Pick a name out of a fucking hat. I don't care. And I guarantee you, within a month, there will be people going, this is boring. Who's next? Who's got the next title? Who's going to win the next one? Like, guys, give him a chance.
Right. Let things develop. No, you have no patience. Do you guys want 2K23 for reaching 2K subs? I mean, I already have it, but I'll never say no to free. But well, speaking of 2K23, shout out Boston, who was right before you. Granted, I know it's normal up there, but we've got the 2K replacing you. So you can take a pause for a night.
Yeah.
But we've got a Wrestling for Life arena out there. We've got, championship belts. We've got a 2K23 tag stream championship out there, all thanks to Boston. I'm still waiting to where there's a KJ and a playable Big Nick and everything like that. And we can really settle some of these issues on the channel out here.
Yeah. Right. And yeah, I mean, more things coming that way. Like Boston designed that really cool belt. I think Nick and I eventually will have a couple belts on our shoulders. We don't want any posers out there with a belt on their shoulder that they don't deserve.
Why?
What? You wouldn't want that. That's terrible. Dasha should do backstage interviews for Collision. Okay, I'll take it.
No, who should do it? And Bonkers, 100%, I agree with you. Is RJ City should do this. So I know you brought up a point, and we'll get back to it.
Yes,
like that time. But watch RJ City. I've always seen the. Excuse me. Yep, AEW.
Yeah.
I finally actually watched the one that he did with Sky Blue.
I watched it too.
And oh my God, it is the greatest bit of YouTube content that AEW has ever put out. I am 100% sold on being a fan of RJ City. The man is too good to, he's great at what he does. He's great at that. I know he was on, I think it was their past pay-per-view. He was on the initial panel that every wrestling show does. And he wasn't great there, but.
No, they just stick him in the back, right? Like he's hanging out with Renee and then he doesn't really let his personality out.
Imagine him doing an interview with MJF or something like that, and that's part of the fucking TV show and everything. He's just the heel backstage interview. Remember when shit like that happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he definitely has something. He's definitely talented. It was funny as hell. I feel a little bad for Sky Blue because she looked like she was sky high.
No, she was sky low. She was 10 feet below.
She's doing good things for herself, but man, it was just
great in the ring.
Thank God you're
away from the microphone.
Yeah, maybe
run away.
Chambers is in the house. AJ Styles and Mission versus Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Yes, much better mixed tag.
Well, it's a bit of a stacked SmackDown as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Irish Neep 2K huge W. I don't know why I was trying to turn that into WWE or AEW there. I saw a W and thought wrestling promotion.
I thought you just jumped into an accent right away of 2K huge.
Yeah. What are you doing in my swamp?
Got it. There. I know Irish. Thank you, guys. Literally, I know we're about 8 minutes away from the door, so I'm gonna make this one quick and easy, but
no, not the door, the kickoff of SmackDown.
No, you don't mean the entrance door. We're just on the takeoff.
We're breaking through the forbidden door.
You know when you get on the roller coaster and it's that first tick 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 part? Yeah. That's where we're at. We're about to go over that first jump. So no, honestly, we started this channel from scratch on the fly. If you guys have been around from the beginning, I know Victor and Dale and a bunch that still show up have been here for a hot minute. We literally didn't have any plan. I never planned to be doing this the way I'm doing it now. And a quick turnaround and some support from fans, we were able to watch this grow out of unfortunate circumstances. We never thought anybody would really pay attention. We didn't know how it was going to go. It was really slow rolling in the beginning. And then we met guys like Nick who just kept the chat alive and kept popping up and ended up on screen. So why? Yeah, started away. But after all of that and all the time we put in, and I mean, at the 15-month mark, if you would have told me we're sitting at 2K, I'd tell you we're crazy. So not to toot our own horns, but it's more
toot motherfucker.
Toot motherfucker, but it's more tooting and acknowledging all you amazing people out there that tune in, that watch us, that subscribe, that chat with us on Discord, chat with us on Instagram and Twitter, that ever share any of our shit. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you amazing people. So gracias. And we're only getting started, folks. We're only getting started.
Yes, for once, instead of acknowledge me or acknowledge us, we acknowledge you.
We acknowledge you. And I challenged TK to build his business up at 5 years. We'll see where we're at in, 4.5
Are you
years.
saying we're going to end up in like a Wednesday or a Saturday night war between us and AEW Collision as to who gets more viewers? Is that what you're trying to throw down there?
We got our own little individual wars, and I think we're doing quite well on the battlefield right now. So I'm pretty pumped.
Stomping a mud hole and walking it dry. What? Oh, that was not the one. Sorry, Robert. But Smile Mark, what up? And Victor, buy the merch, support the channel. Whoa, and also, as I know, the chat's going to keep filling up as we're still not even live for SmackDown yet. Nope. But we do have the super chats. We do have the super stickers as well. If you want to help support the channel, or if you want to just make sure that we read your comment and everything that you guys do, all the fandom that you give us goes right back in the channel, just so we can provide better content, better stuff, do bigger and better, bolder things for you. But so I'll get back to now you were asking me about with them trying to bolster up Rampage, and now that we've got Collision, I think on one hand they have to justify Collision's existence now. I feel a little bit, or a Rampage. You mean Rampage? Yeah. Yes, they have to just validate of why you are still a thing, because there's still the speculation, the rumor going around, and I almost feel like I might subscribe to this theory that maybe Tony's fronting a bit more of the money to have all of this TV time and everything, and trying to look more towards going full Ted Turner. I'll just buy fucking. Well, no,
I'll just buy the TV station.
Just buy the TV station.
Right. I heard those rumors.
Right, because they haven't restructured the deal, but they added more content. That's a funny move to do, I feel.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting, and I felt there was some stories around the UK deal that they just landed that it took, it wasn't really
well, their ratings have gone down as well. That's the thing is viewership ratings are down across the board. Ticket sales outside of maybe Wembley are down, and I say maybe Wembley because I don't know if they're down as well, but all of their ticket sales are down. They've stopped running house shows, but we're going to add more TV shows.
We'll see how this works. I'm glad. I'm just excited about the prospects anyway. But Bash 8 says, hey, and then BPE says, how about those Dynamite ratings? And Bash 8 follows up 832. Ouch. Nick, we weren't talking on Wednesday. I was here talking to myself and the peeps. And
I was here in spirit. Some people were even saying, Luna's a better looking version than me. So, I mean, I don't think that's debatable. But anyway, sorry.
Completely fucked up my thought there. That was funny as shit.
I'm normally like, how do I get out of this one? You were talking about 832 with the AEW Dynamite ratings, and now we were here together on Wednesday.
Right. I didn't want to, throw my boy under the bus and be like, yeah, and
right. No shit. I know I'm a terrifying ogre. What?
Here's the fucked up part with AEW right now is with a divided fan base. If you have people out there that can't stand the Bucks and don't want to tune into the Bucks or Kenny or Paige, and that's who you're highlighting on Dynamite, well, you just lost, a little bit. You were averaging a little higher than 832 for quite a while. And now you have this problem. You're having trouble with ticket sales. You hit on all the nails, all the buttons. As I'm about to get then, now, forever.
I've got a fucking Ram commercial.
Pause.
Pause.
Tell me when you get to then.
Okay, that might be a minute from now.
Whenever you get there.
I feel weird because I can't say now, then, or forever because they're all in the fucking intro. I got then, now. Pause. What?
You got then, now, or you got now, then?
I have now. How now,
forever. People are like, what is happening?
We're trying to sync up. We do apologize, but we got the real Wyatt, so we can talk about that. That's going to be a commercial break discussion.
Well, we can transition into some of the WWE talk. Bash, we'll get back to that. I know we're long-winded, but the ratings are a concern, and I know they aren't what they used to be, but it's still concerning.
Well, speaking of what's not concerned, Steve G agreeing with me. You're right; it's not debatable. Absolutely. Hi.
You love
Larry, what up?
Chat decides to be agreeable on shit.
We're forming, we're building the evil empire. We're building our own island of relevancy.
There you go. So SmackDown is kicking off, folks. Right now, I got a recap of what happened last week, the back and forth between Paul Heyman and Jimmy and Jay and the very dirty offer from Paul Heyman. He is that proposal that he's trying to entice him with, and of course Jay's not making any decisions yet. Nick,
and I know this is a bit of a tangent here, but if you go back, and I know I keep bringing this up because I think it is a fantastic interview, but if you listen to Paul and Rick Rubin, their interview with the podcast and everything.
Dude, you got to watch another episode of something.
Well, it fits with what we're talking about right now.
Anyway, keep going.
No, you can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at. I don't even want to talk anymore.
What was your point? Where are you going?
My point was how the Bloodline storyline is scenes. It's incredibly cinematic. It is very interesting, and it's somehow, even though it does not involve any actual matches, anything like that, has become the most captivating thing, not only on SmackDown, in WWE, but in professional wrestling.
I think you've said it best for months. It's been The Sopranos.
Right.
It literally is like fucking pages out of the Sopranos script. The double crossing, the positioning, the way people are angled against each other and then not with each other, and the guessing game, and woo, it's been good.
Does that make Roman Reigns Tony Samoa instead of Tony Soprano?
Yeah, Tony Samoa. That's what they call Jacob Fatu when he comes in. Tony Samoa.
Jacob Samoa.
What else we got?
Aaron, what up? Saying let's go.
Boston says Dynamite was so damn good this week, going to be tough to top. That's part of my concern. If you stack the card and it gets less viewers than just telling people you might have an announcement about a certain wrestler, that's a problem. It's a problem.
No, that validates everybody that says that CM Punk is not a draw anymore in AEW, that CM Punk is washed when it comes to AEW. Not at all. He is fully one of their draws. Just even the thought that you might be talking about him. Yeah. We saw the internet and all of the dirt sheets just reporting on reports because of what he might say in an interview, which he ended up saying absolutely nothing.
Right. Yeah,
nothing. If anything, he had more positive moments out of that interview than negative.
The people that were like, here it comes, it's going to be bad. I mean, short of being truthful, and I mean, if being truthful about your experience in something is offensive, well, then we're all fucked, right? Aren't we?
Right.
What's up, Kayla?
They need a rival family like the Sopranos had. Yeah.
Right.
I DVR all WWE shows, makes WWE more watchable. Tired of WWE filler BS. Well, at least you watch us live, so I appreciate that. I can respect that. Right.
Listen, it's a shit ton of wrestling, guys, and that's why we say we watch more wrestling than anyone else, because we kind of do. And in that, we take in a lot of the filler. And I mean, there are good shows. Like we talked, not this Monday, I think it was the previous Monday, where 3 hours went by pretty good, and we were pretty happy. Wednesday. Dude, that show felt like it was 25 minutes. Like in and out. What a fucking train wreck from start to finish.
Well, we've got right now Caleb Braxton right now is the Bloodline showing up backstage.
Mr. Gold Belt.
Solo, very much still playing the bodyguard, playing the heavy for Roman.
The henchman. Oh, Roman has no time for Caleb.
Update us on Jay. Paul's like, do you see Jay? He literally looks around, just huffs at her and walks away.
Paul and Kayla are awesome.
They were so great together. That was the reason to tune into Talking Smack. Will Jey Uso fall in line tonight? Find out.
What a very interesting lead. But you see what they're doing, and this is what we talked about on Wednesday, where with like the world title picture, you can do stuff like this on a show and make people like, they're teasing us all night long. Like all we want to do is round third and get the home, and they're just teasing us and checking the runner and checking the runner.
I need to know right now,
dude.
Are you feeling Uzi or not?
Get out of my head. I need to know right now.
Jason saying congratulations on the 2,000 subscribers. Absolutely. Well, let's see if we can try and get that 21 up
there
on that board before we end the stream tonight. Right, as we've got the Street Profits coming out right now.
Right? No, we appreciate that. We really, really, really do, guys. It's been a labor of love.
Right. John saying hi, y'all. The Lannisters had the start, says Larry. Well, we got Larry on Larry rivalries now. Yeah.
No, I thought it was going to be Imperium at one point. What is happening here?
We've got
the Gauntlet match.
Oh, they're actually. This is the Gauntlet. I like this. We're kicking off with the Gauntlet match.
Yes, and this is different. They're putting the teams around the ring.
Right. Usually they just do entrances. You just get your ass in the ring. There's no little. Yeah, okay. I like that because there's no break. There's no pause for the cause. There's no. All right, here's 4 minutes of commercials.
Yeah, no, well, we're still gonna get that, but
but still, we're starting off the Gauntlet match with the Street Profits versus the Brawling Brutes. So you can give us your predictions on that. You can give us your predictions on who you think is going to win the Gauntlet match. All that.
Yeah, folks, we got a Gauntlet match to kick off the show. SmackDown wasting no time, no talking segment, nothing, and it's going to be Ridge, and it's interesting. Ridge and Sheamus, as you know, our buddy Butch is in the ladder match for the Money in the Bank, Nick.
Interesting. But I will remind everybody, so the competitors that we have in the Gauntlet match is the LWO, the LWO. We've got Ridge and Sheamus, like you said. We've got the OC, the Good Brothers. We've got the Street Profits, and we've got Pretty Deadly, and we've got Skid Row, Shit Row, Hit Row. And we've got KO and Sammy watching backstage, of course, doing the obligatory to where you have to watch a TV screen sideways when it comes to watching it backstage at a wrestling show. You can't look dead on.
Yeah, it's like the sun during an eclipse. You can't stare.
Right, you can't never look at it straight.
You got to get one of those toilet paper roll bullshit to watch a fucking wrestling show.
Well, I mean, Sheamus is that bright. He might cause solar glare and, a solar flare coming off that pasty white skin there.
Christ. It was funny because I saw a thing the other day that had a picture of Pretty Deadly, and it said, "This is what the Young Bucks would have been if they went to WWE." And I saw it and I laughed because I saw what they were wearing on Wednesday, and I'm like, wait a minute. They are that without going.
I was going to say, they're that. They're in charge of the company.
They just got to choose it, I guess.
But even then, no disrespect to anybody, but even that, Pretty Deadly is not that bad at all. Like, they could honestly sneak this win.
Yeah, they're Eurovision. Like, they could win this, especially being aligned with Theory. They got a bit of feel to them.
Larry, I just call them row your boat. Get the fuck off my screen. Merrily, sit your ass in catering.
Yeah, flop can't rap.
Right.
The thing about Hit Row that made me laugh today or yesterday or both that was going around was WWE Creative has nothing for Hit Row. Well, yeah. Fuck off.
Well, that brings it into the question, if we're going to go back to this, is we've got Ridge and Montez right now in the ring, and it's interesting we might get the Montez or at least the Street Profits, said that backwards, strike it, reverse it. The Street Profits as a heel turn, or at least a Montez and Bianca heel turn. Mm-hmm. But I forgot my original point. Sorry.
Yeah, where are you going with that?
Well, no, I was responding.
Like they might not win the Gauntlet,
and then I spun that out because I was calling what was going on.
It happens, man. It happens. Trust me. Mm-hmm. We're good. Baroots for the win. Gratz on 2.01. Thank you, Larry. Thank you. Wow. The OC will win. Who are you taking in this one? This is a toughie.
Oh,
we got a really babyface team. The Pretty Deadly might be the favorites.
You have to now. Do you have to take a?
Oh shit!
Well, I guess already. Who I thought I honestly was considering to win it is already out. So we might be seeing more of the turn
look at
here.
This and look at. You know what, dude? They might be playing games now. Like they got Montez like giving the stare down to Dawkins a little there.
But still, I like that. So for those who aren't seeing what we're seeing, of Sheamus just hit a bro kick on Angelo Dawkins, easy 1, 2, 3, as Montez was trying to crawl back in and break up the cover. Right. So the Street Profits are already out. Now we're starting off with OC versus the Brutes as we go to commercial. But I like at least that they're jumping right. There's no quick pause.
Nope.
We've already got the commercial breaks. We're not going to add the commercial breaks and the intros.
Yeah, I'll continue to give them compliments on this, and I mean, people do say it's a sign of Triple H booking, which we can talk about what happened on Monday, where people were like, Vince is here, and he's touching stuff remotely, and there was one segment went long and one segment went short, and they were like, see what he did, and like, whoa, guys,
he's messing it all up.
It does definitely feel like a Triple H show when the cadence of the show has picked up. When there's a nice pace to the show, you're bang on as far as like, yeah, let's just get them all around the ring and keep going. Now we're in a commercial. We're good. We'll get back to action.
Right. But still, let's not forget that Triple H is not without his faults. And I think that at times any sort of error that you could see on WWE when it comes to television or booking or creative or anything like that, he has the get out of jail free card. He has the McMahon mustache, do not go to jail, do not get hated by the IWC.
Again, free card. The funniest shit is news nowadays. Like WWE changed their profile on, like, who gives a flying fuck?
Still, SRS's comment on that is like, this is really on their corporate page. He looks like a GTA like NPC. Like Vice City called, they want their NPC back.
I don't give a fuck if it's a picture of his arse. I don't like. I don't care who's on it.
Well, remember Kevin Dunn was a silhouette for the longest time, and I think still might be.
Just because he's an ugly motherfucker.
The teeth get in the way of the fucking camera. They reflect the flashback, so they can't actually get an actual picture of him.
Yeah, no, I hear.
Steven saying Charlotte on the Grayson Waller effect. Yikes! No. Well, you want to mention the whole Luna video about talking about the IWC and Charlotte Flair?
Listen, Luna, you guys can go check that video out after down below in our library. The shit that Luna says, the shit that
IWC, we'll get there.
Thank you. We'll get there. The shit the IWC says with Luna Havoc, and she does talk a lot about Charlotte Flair and how I think to surmise or to simplify the whole video, I think Charlotte Flair living off her dad's name is low-hanging fruit, and it's an ignorant opinion at this point.
It's a worn-out entire take, I would say.
Yeah. Once upon a time, maybe.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised. Well, in West Charlotte, born and raised. James in KC. Well, speaking of in places, in KC, it will come down to Pretty Deadly and Brutes. That's interesting.
Okay. Well, I like that take. I mean, I'd like to see something happen with the OC. They've been pretty inept. But I don't think it's going to be here. I could see Pretty Deadly winning this, dude. I think that's my pick.
You're not a bad show. Brutes versus Bash Brothers now. B-Fab should be with Jade. Well, Jade's on the sidelines too, so they're both right there. They're both sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah. One by choice.
Jason, does AEW Collision have a different commentary team? Yes, they do.
Yes.
Excalibur is not on commentary. I hope it's Ian and Kevin Kelly. Were you halfway there?
Halfway there. I love Ian, but Kevin's a nice touch. I mean,
you
don't know, Kevin Kelly's been doing work with New Japan, former WWE. Sorry, Nick, I think I just kept going. But
no, I was just going to name off who was on the team. That's all.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's Kevin, Nigel, and good old JR. Boomer Sooner, Jim Ross.
Right? You have very like apple pie, straight, kind of squeaky clean Kevin. Then you got like the former squeaky clean American Pie JR, and then British Nigel just kind of like, hello, fellas.
Right. But it's all great wrestling minds all together.
Yeah, no, that's the my favorite part of this is guys that know how to tell stories.
Brutes versus 8-Ball and Q-Ball. No, DOA is not showing up, but even though Anderson and Gallows, I almost forgot their last names paired together outside of calling them the Good Brothers.
Right.
But yeah, they do kind of look like they could be offshoots of DOA or Aces. And
I was like, can we just call them that? Can we just call them that now? That's awesome.
Fair enough. Luna's, speak of the devil. And
I heard my name.
What?
Welcome, Miss Luna. I hope you're doing wonderful on this Friday night.
Big dog from, you can have that.
Right. The thirstiest dog in the yard.
He said it, not me. You can
I
have
love you.
that.
Nothing but love, big dog.
Right. BW Gamer Wide. Kevin Kelly does New Japan. Yes, well, this might help solidify that whole, relationship between the two. And I love that Kevin's sitting there doing commentary of like, oh, he's grabbing him right there. Like Kevin Owens is so great at making small moments that are relevant, valuable.
Mm-hmm. Big scoop slam by Luke Gallows as he's looking for the tag to Machine Gun. But the fans seem to be somewhat behind the Brutes, which, I mean, it's been an ongoing thing. I think the Brutes have had a decent 2023 the first half here.
Well, absolutely. Well, now Butch is outside at ringside with them, by the way.
Butchie Boy showed up.
My favorite was biscuits and gravy. Oh, Festus.
Oh!
See money. Bro kick 3. No one's kicking out of this bro kick.
Lowo up next. I'm starting to feel like
sorry, I was about to say I think you might be spot on of Brutes just run the gamut of this and then just get rolled up.
Yep. They're exhausted. There's a cheat win coming, and Lowo's going to put them through some work. I mean, one of the top selling t-shirts in all of wrestling, guys.
Well, it is vintage. It'd be like if you brought back the NWO, I think they'd still be the highest selling shirt in WWE. But I know I keep bringing it up, but I do like that there's no real break, there's no real pause. It's literally pinfall and then next team in.
Yeah, no, it's much better as a overall, how they traditionally do it in the pinfall entrance. They get in the ring, they hook up, commercial, pin, entrance. This is way better. It's got a rumble feel to it.
It feels like an out and outright, like what a Gauntlet match should feel.
Should be, yeah.
But Charles saying, what a scoop slam, go as fast as possible. Yes. Luna Havoc, hello. Congratulations on reaching 2K. So Steve's just talking specifically to Luna there. Fair enough.
It's all right. We're going to have a bake-off next week.
Come on down to the treeouts. Come down to the treeouts.
Right. Oh. My favorite Luke Gallows gimmick was biscuits and gravy. Yeah.
Speaking of bake-offs, what? Ridge with a belly to back or belly to belly suplex on Christ, I would forget his name.
What's up, Hassan?
Hassan, get it right, goddammit. Ridge picks up the win. So the LW, they're making fast work of some of these teams now.
Yeah. Oh, Hit Row next. See, yeah, we might be spot on. I don't think Hit Row's going to last. No, they're not. They are completely fucking lucky.
Yep. Job squad.
A couple weeks ago, they didn't even let him off the apron.
Dumped Adonis figured it out on the outside and then bro kick. So Sheamus is 3-0 on bro kicks tonight.
He's at 1,000.
Yeah.
Sweating like
so we're down. So we're literally down to what you said. And Pretty Deadly's like, time out. No, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is where we get to the commercial. I'll give him credit for that because you got to let Sheamus and Ridge fucking get their wind here a little bit.
Yeah, they just eliminated 2 teams in a row and then a team prior.
Sheamus has been going for a hot minute here.
Yeah. So. Fuck. All right, folks. So the Gauntlet match is down to Pretty Deadly and the Brawling Brutes. Sheamus and Ridge putting on a clinic tonight. Fans seem pretty behind it. They've seen pretty good energy to start the show as well. And we'll see I have a feeling, especially with it being KO and Sammy, that we might be getting Pretty Deadly taking this W, which might be too much too soon, but hyping up a nice young talent that just got there.
I don't think so. I think that they're, like you said there, if you're hyping up a young talent that's been there, you're building it, and you've got to have heel team versus heel team of you to go against Sammy and KO, one of the biggest babyface acts in the company. You have to have them go against the heel team. I agree. Small mark. I never noticed that DJ Zima Ion from TNA is in the LWO. Is that accurate? Because I still always find it funny that I believe it's Robbie E is Robert Stone in NXT with Von Wagner. Mm-hmm. So if Zima Ion, who actually had a solid run in the X division in TNA, if he's in LWO, we're gonna have to get the answer to this. Fact checkers, let us know.
I'm curious because that actually for all the time I've been watching this gentleman, I don't know if it's the same person.
Fair enough.
Maybe I'm wrong.
But James saying nailed it. Kevin saying how to see money. Money, their ring worn. Oh, they're even lower than jobbers. They wish they were jobbers. They're like the crap that builds up on your wrestling shoes. Damn, see money. This man just said you can have that. That is what I'm mad at.
Yeah, no kidding. Not feeling the Hit Row at all, and I don't blame you. We week in and week out, we haven't got much from them. Yeah, I think they just kind of got dropped on us and pushed too hard, and people thought, you don't need Swerve. Wrong answer.
No, that's how we got Botch Dollar, Flop Dollar. We got Chuck Z saying, "What's up, her?" Keyshawn saying that it is. Oh, facts, it's wild. So
Joaquin Wild.
People Ion. Interesting.
Okay.
I guess that's what the accusations are.
That's I completely overlooked.
No dollars. Yeah, well, that's still one of my favorite botches.
Yeah, they're right. Okay, yeah, okay.
They are right.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh shit! All right, good. Hey.
Yeah.
There we go.
Slipped right under my nose. I've been watching this guy for a while now. The NXT has transitioned to here. Didn't even dawn on me.
Well, it goes back to that's an unseen thing to where somebody can go to a different company with a little bit of a different look and reinvent themselves. Normally, it's like that's you and you're you from here on out. That's it.
Right. Yeah. So Joaquin Wild is DJ Zim. So we've officially come to terms with that. Yes. I got Pretty Deadly. I mean, if you're picking Pretty Deadly now, Ronnie, I think JV got in late with a prediction too. I mean, it seems a little unfair.
Well, I was going to say, well, I mean, still, you got a 50-50 chance, but it's a little bit of, you weren't picking, at the start of this or anything, but you can have that.
You can, and we don't, yeah. The points don't matter. They're made up.
Well, still.
Tonight, anyway.
No, tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
So, wait. We're watching Wrestling Revolver as well as we're watching AEW Collision. So is Boston defending his title with Wrestling Revolver? Or are we going all the way to Forbidden Door here?
I think we might save it for Forbidden Door. And then this one, we got like a multiple matches where we can really dig in and everyone's got a fair shake at it.
All right.
Just my take.
Fair enough.
They're not even jobbers, just jobs. Pause. AJ Styles and Bianca Belair conversation if they want to end the Judgment Day. Okay, Richard.
In an alternate reality from Richard.
Yeah, Richard didn't even get him pick two people that are at least closely related.
So that's your sobriety checkpoint right now. If you have smoked enough vitamins and you believe that that's what's happening right now, put the vitamins down.
Yeah, if anyone out there is currently agreeing
with
Richard,
take a pause for the cause, walk it off.
Right. They needed Swerve 100%. He was the linchpin. He was the chemistry. He was the superstar of the group where you can kind of build around it, and trying to build around AJ is not working out so well.
And could you say that the reverse has happened with Swerve and AEW? They've constantly tried to put groups around him. And none of them have worked, and Swerve's still been good as Swerve, but it never goes anywhere because they keep trying to put groups around him that don't do shit, don't matter, don't last, none of that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we saw the two tattooed dudes blowing up Tom McDonald and little Brock Lesnar.
Wish.com Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, we saw them join him. That makes no sense. Nobody cared. And then you look at the fact that this
Rick Ross lasted all of one big motherfucker.
Yeah, apparently he's still son of the behind the scenes guy of the Mogul Embassy and shit. Look, Swerve is such a talent. Just let him be a talent. Fuck, stop fucking around.
But so I've got Elton Prince and Ridge Holland right now in the ring. So we've still got the tie-in for Collision. When it comes to Saturday night's all right for a fight because we've got Elton Prince instead of Elton John.
Did Luna watch Magnum? You go over to Luna's channel. She did a review, and if it's there, she did, which I know she did. So go check it out.
Right. Why?
When are we going to get the Mexican version of Hit Row? Some guy named Otto Peso. That's cute. See, money. That was
I'm not going to put that one with
insufficient funds. Right. As you called it at the time, Tope insufficient funds.
Yeah, Tope. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just more of saying like, isn't that kind of the LWO? But
oh shit, Sheamus dumping both. Ridge dumping both members of Pretty Deadly. Sheamus screaming. The crowd is popping.
Well, absolutely. This is when you're gonna, and like I said, if this helps the storytelling, this helps make this a hot tag and everything, especially because there's no break in the action. Everything's moving at a good clip. The most you get is a commercial break in. Honestly, even if you're in attendance, you're like, fine, fuck it, they can have it. You got 3 minutes, sit there and catch your wind. These guys just ran through 3 other teams.
Backbreaker. Another one. No.
Sheamus is still. Remember how many years ago it was that people thought his career was done, and he's still at, like, you would say, arguably, maybe not the top of his game, but still a top level guy.
Right.
And this guy was almost going to be done. Was going to be hanging it up.
Listen to the crowd.
Wow, they're fucking behind all of this. Well, this has been a good start to.
Could we get babyface
SmackDown?
Yeah, could we get the Brutes versus Sami and KO?
Oh, maybe.
Give us a banger match.
Alabama Slam.
No.
1, 2. 2 count.
So you're just a split.
Did Ridge come from NXT? Yes, he did.
He broke his leg in NXT.
Yeah.
We didn't get much of him because of that.
True say. Sheamus cleared the house. Yes. Why?
Hit Row is modern day man on a mission without the talent.
Mo. Did you just say without the talent? I don't know if man on a mission had
Mabel went on to be a King of the Ring winner, like a fucking
Mabel. That's just because no one could move that sumbitch,
right? Mabel had a career.
Looked like a fucking slim fast model compared to him,
right?
Oh, we're getting double beats to the Bowery right now, and this crowd's the Brutes are over. That's not a bad show.
I let him just win. Like, I'd call him, like, I'm almost tempted if Pretty Deadly was the shout, just to be like, no, don't do it.
Have the match in the UK.
Yeah, and the match is in London. So
they did announce that this is going to be at Money in the Bank.
I hope so. That would make the most sense for me.
Well, I
don't know if it's official.
It would if you have the Brutes win, I would say.
Yeah, I'm almost like I kind of like that. I thought maybe the heel team would steal one, but the idea of the
blind tag, as Sheamus has got Kit hits the Razor's Edge or the Celtic Cross.
Oh,
Elton with the leg drop on the Sheamus right on the back of the neck. Oh, toi.
Son of a bitch. Yeah,
one of those predictions that the minute you made it, you wish you hadn't.
Yeah, now I'm like, fuck, I got that one wrong, kind of.
No, you got it right. You just
that's what I mean. I got it right.
Counter argument.
Wrong.
It never felt so wrong to be so right.
London in 2 weeks in the UK. But it's on SmackDown.
I mean, that tells me that they're not going to fit it on to Money in the Bank. So what are we going to have on Money in the Bank that warrants this not being on the card?
I don't know, because it's already building up. You got Cody.
We've got Dom. Cody versus Dom.
Yeah.
We've got the 2 Money in the Bank briefcase matches.
Right.
We've got, I'm assuming, a Roman title defense.
A rumor is Roman's going to be on, in Money in the Bank. They're going to figure that out today, apparently. Right. They booked another match the other day.
Hold on, and I will pull it up if you want to run through. People are letting us know their.
Seth is going to take on Finn.
Who? What? No.
Seth versus Finn.
Oh yes,
I believe that's Money in the Bank as well.
Yes.
Haven't seen ROH yet. I am still upset, TK, for the way you treated Purrazzo when she came to Ring of Honor. Well, Steve, as much as I agree that the treatment wasn't great, at the end of the day, he had to do what he had to do. He had to get the belts into the hands of the people he needed them to have. That's just business, so don't hold a grudge. But Ring of Honor started out pretty good, in my humble estimation. It's become a little darky, like AEW dark, but I will say there's a couple good things going on. Like this week was some decent angles that
Eddie Kingston's back.
I didn't mind, but I think Eddie Kingston's going to be Ring of Honor champion, which I don't know how I feel about it anymore.
I don't care. Eddie Kingston's back. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah,
I hate that the fact that we have to have Ring of Honor storylines on AEW Dynamite because Claudio, they've got to still involve it in the BCC and everything. But if we wanted to actually put any sort of effort and time, and like I said, or like you said, actually, of it becoming more dark elevation, versus when Ring of Honor was supposed to be, honestly, what I feel like they're trying to build Rampage to be now. If we got the rematch between Eddie and Kingston, I'm here for it. But yes, so far, at least according to Wikipedia, the most credible of sources, we have the men's Money in the Bank briefcase match. We have the women's Money in the Bank briefcase match. We have Cody versus Dom, Seth versus Finn. Those are the only matches advertised so far for Money in the Bank, but I still think we're going to get at least a Roman match. Do we get another random? Do we get a women's title match added? Anything like that?
Well, I think Charlotte is fighting Asuka on a SmackDown, so I don't know. I think that's next week. So I don't know. I mean, nothing else is really lined up. Rhea, someone asked the other day, like, who's mad at Rhea right now? And we're like, nobody. Nobody want to fuck with her.
They got any shit for her,
right? So she's just hanging out with Dom right now,
right?
1-0. If the Brutes win here, in my opinion, it buries all of your tag teams having them win 5 matches. Well, there you go. So
they have the heart of a warrior,
right? There you go.
Does it bury it? Does that bury that division more than when Braun Strowman won an entire battle royal of tag teams by himself?
Right? Or then won the belts with a little kid.
Right. With a fucking toddler.
I like Grayson Waller, just not his show. Seems like a waste of time. I think there's too many shows.
I still like it. I think that's the thing is people forget that you're not supposed to always like the heel. You're not supposed to like him because he's cool. He's supposed to fucking irritate you.
Valid.
You're supposed to say, get the hell off my screen.
Valid. I mean, listen, his show is kind of fun and interactive. The ticker and stuff like that's kind of all right. And I find it very intriguing that they are clearly, like, he's hosting a lot of Waller effects. They're not just diving into a match.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's not a terrible situation. I just think there's too many of them. And I wish they would do it like the old days where they do it like off to the side of the stage. So like
you went backstage with RJ City.
Yeah, like some shit like that, right? Like you don't. Oh wait, Pretty Deadly came back. I thought they ran away.
No, they're still celebrating right now.
I feel like KO is about to come out.
Yeah, well, I already see Sammy's.
There's Sammy. I was close.
The little side Titantron at the ring there gave it away here.
Right. The tag champs are here. Still rocking 2 belts, by the way.
Tag champs are here. Bye.
Right. Rest in peace, NXT women's tag titles. Yeah, I believe so. No matter who wins, the NXT belts go away. So this is the end of an era. But
all short-lived from
all
2022 to 2023.
Yeah, we never got a chance to really know you.
Say goodbye to yesterday.
Oh, huge pop for Sammy KO.
Oh, and Sammy instantly. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Boo, word. Some congratulations.
2 weeks on SmackDown. Yeah, that's what they did last week. Remember, Nick? They came out and they were like, next week, the week after, and the week after that, we got shit. And we're like, whoa.
Yeah, but see, they also don't do what other shows do and give away the entire card. They give you the big matches that you want to tune into, or even they give you at least enough to dangle the cookie in front of you, dangle the carrot, and then you tune in and you get some extra shit.
Yeah,
that's even better.
For me, it's the example of Sonata shows up on Dynamite and puts an open challenge, and within that night we knew who he was going to face, and I was like, fuck, I wanted to find out later.
Right. Sammy telling Pretty Deadly, why don't you get on out of here, huh? We just beat 5 teams. No, you getting in as well?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
No,
they went into a match with 5 other teams.
That is not math.
And they came out victorious. Doesn't matter how you won the battle, you won the battle.
This is why Canada uses kilometers, motherfucker.
Wait, what? Okay.
What comes around is all around, Ricky. We need new
man.
tag belts. Yes,
right?
we do. We need a split of the tag. Well, we just need a split of the belts. I don't know if we need new ones. The new where someone go. We need CJ here with the little side hump because he brought back the side hump.
Yeah, they brought back the side hump.
NXT champion.
One of my favorite clips ever.
Universe undisputed tag team champions. Gilly, what up?
Okay. They're definitely being heelish. I've had enough of them at this point.
It's not bad at all to me. You're hearing this, right? He's sneezing right now, right? But I do like that this is a way to build a new kind of at least heel team. Kevin Owens snapping and just losing his mind in all of like 10 seconds is the greatest thing right now.
I like it. Some people have been critical of it, Nick, like, oh, this is stupid now. But he's a snap case. He like very much plays perfect into the woo-saw of Sammy, right?
I feel like that's kind of I feel like that might be very familiar to us just a little bit. But I would also say that that's the thing though is a lot of people don't take into account is Kevin makes every second that he's on your screen matter. Whether he's got 10 seconds to cut a fucking promo and everything. Hi, Hachu, God bless you. But even he's sitting there, he's eating a Snickers bar at the press conference. It's the most entertaining thing. He's sitting there showing up in the middle of like Imperium's entrances, just like really, really just finding those little small moments that just click with everything. I've got Roman and Heyman right now backstage. You are my tribal chief. What? I think you're muted.
This is awesome. Yeah, I've muted myself to sneeze and then forgot to nod. But Paul just like that childlike smile, like he's like a 10-year-old getting a balloon. Like he's just like, yeah, my tribal chief, you are like.
Yeah, but also though, that's the thing is,
and then
what's great though with Heyman is that he's still. It's different than when he was around Brock. He was always comfortable around Brock. When he's around Roman, it's a bit of that. He could snap at any moment and fucking just end me.
Yo, this man has a Christmas tree of old W's on his fucking table, by the way.
I want that desk. Give me that desk.
They legit kept all 3. Oh, you give me another one? That's all right. That's all right.
It's the fucking Infinity Gauntlet.
Right?
This man is Thanos. He's 2 stones away. Right. Speaking of 2 stones away.
Yeah, 2 stoned away.
Whoa. Wait, do you want to watch Bailey and Io or do I?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
We're going to commercial break, so you can go. I'll take a pitch. Folks, Nick is going to take a pause for the cause. I see over 50 people watching right now. Remember, folks, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. Be a part of the family. Be a part of the channel for fans, by fans. I got Io Sky coming out to the ring as I speak, and it transitions quickly into a commercial for Logan Paul's return to Monday night. A lot of people have speculated, and you guys can let me know in the chat how, do you think this ties into Money in the Bank? Will Logan Paul be in the match? Another compelling part of Monday Night Raw on Monday will be the fact that Seth Rollins has another open challenge for his belt. I believe JD McDonough is going to accept this challenge. I believe it's going to help build the storyline with Finn and Judgment Day. I also think that it's very interesting because on the very next night, Seth Rollins is going to be on NXT defending his world title all over again against Braun Breaker. So interesting times for the world champ. But folks, like I said, make sure you click that like, make sure you click that subscribe. We just surpassed 2K subscribers. So another beautiful little milestone for us in a very short amount of time. We appreciate everybody for being here tonight. Don't be shy. Get in the chat. Even if you just give us a thumbs up or a flame or an emoji or a letter, we'll try and figure out what you meant by it. But yeah, don't be shy. We are a channel that we're built on the chat. We do our best to get to everyone, but if we're not getting to you, make sure you hit that super chat or super sticker, and all the support and love goes right back into the channel, folks. So we do appreciate any generosity, and we like pretty colors too. So click that super chat now. I am on commercial break. I will remind everybody who's listening, we are coming back for, well, we're not leaving. We're going to stay for Rampage tonight. Tomorrow, we have the debut of Collision, the return of CM Punk, the return of CMFTR. It's going to be a crazy night. They're taking on, obviously, Samoa Joe and the Bullet Club. They've gone on to announce another couple really decent matches. And we are also going to be covering Wrestling Revolver. We have the Ring of Destiny, big card. John Moxley's on it. Alex Shelley's on it. Steve Macklin. It is a good-looking show. So, folks, make sure you're here for all the action. We are the alternative commentary to all of it. All right, let me get back to the chat, see how the folks are doing here. Thank you, Victor. I should look for that as I'm rambling, shouldn't I? KJ, do you at some point WWE should have KO and Sammy relinquish one of the titles? No, Brandon, I don't think they should relinquish one. I think they're going to merge the two belts together and give them a new tag belt. I really do. Hopefully it gives me and Nick something to scream and yell about. But I think that's where they're heading with this, is they're potentially going to do new tag belts, and it will be one belt. And I potentially believe that the men's and women's tag champions will be responsible to defend the belts on all shows. Some people aren't going to love that idea. But when your divisions are thin, and we see Triple H or whoever, Triple H, I'm assuming, you see him making a conscious effort to make sure that he's building the tag team division. In NXT, we're seeing really good tag teams that we're watching them develop into really good WWE tag teams. So they are trying to fix some of their problems. I think Triple H and others are very aware of some of the blemishes in the company. That's why I think Ronda Rousey and Baszler are going to win the women's tag titles and defend them on all shows. What? Even 3 belts. Roman 3 belts makes more sense. Pause effect engaged. Yep. We didn't even need Tiffany Stratton to send him on this one. How do you feel about PCO and Scott versus Bully and Macklin? Mark, you know what, man? I know some people will read this or see it on Instagram or wherever and go, I can't believe they're doing that. That's stupid. I'm all for it. Like, dude, I'm thrilled. These guys are going to give us a good battle. They're all pros. They throw it in stiff. Pause. Here comes Zelina Vega, by the way. But yeah, listen, we just had a match with Macklin and PCO where Macklin legitimately stapled PCO's mouth shut, to which we had to watch PCO pull staples out of his face with pliers. In addition to that, we saw Macklin get scalped, literally had his scalp peeled back in one of the most gruesome cuts. I thought he was going to bleed out. So them all getting back in the ring together, why not? The added little cherry to that was, Bully and Macklin set a table on fire and put Scott D'Amore through it. Scott D'Amore, I like the guy. He's Canadian. Maybe I'm Canadian biased. PCO's a Canadian Frankenstein. But, man, I think it's going to be a fun match. I really do. And I keep telling everybody, I know I repeat this a lot, but Impact does put on really good pay-per-views. I'd say 4 to 5 times, guys. I think their average is pretty good. So we got Zelina. We got Becky. So Zelina is fighting Io, and we still have an open spot for the women's ladder match. I'm kind of looking forward to this match. I think Io and Zelina might have a good chance here to show us some fun stuff. I think they're going to be, if they're given a decent amount of time here, not a ton, but I think it's going to be a good match. All the belts. Agreed. JD McDonough accepts Seth's challenge, but don't count out Gargano, especially in Cleveland. A lot of people have rumored Gargano because of Cleveland. I think it's good. I think it's possible, but I do think, remember, they went out of their way to draft the way, but since the way was drafted, they've been nowhere to be found. They've lost their way. We barely see them, little teases of Candice, and then they had that weird shit with Nikki, but they've been relatively quiet. So we'll see. A lot of rumors about the reuniting of DIY, which let's go. I mean, especially when you got KO and Sammy holding the belts. I'll take a DIY. Let's go. Logan will definitely win, be in the Money in the Bank if he wins. I'm just curious, and I know I cut short on this one, Boston, but here's my question about Logan Paul and the Money in the Bank. He's going to go all out, right? Like, that's the thing we're coming to expect. Like, what spots are we going to get from Logan in a ladder match? I get your stance on it, KJ, and it makes sense. I just think the win should be going to a full-time guy. Listen, I don't disagree with that, guys. I'm torn because realistically, for the sake of the show, I think it would be overall more entertaining for me if LA Knight was to win it. I think LA Knight's solid. I like him getting a push. But the idea that Logan Paul and all the intangibles and the eyes and the marketing and the bullshit, I really do think that if he gets into the ladder match, he's a favorite. And I really think if he holds that belt, oh, Bailey distracting the ref and Io misses out on the count. Uh-oh. We're back to teasing dissension. I got Io for the win. Anybody else got a prediction on this one? I'm curious to see if Collision will have its own world title. Zelina gets the win. Io's mad at Bailey. Woo! Finally, Alt Control Delete. I mean, we already lost Delete. And Alt and Control is sticking together, and I'm over it. I hate SmackDown bookings 2 weeks ahead of time. Confuses me. Ronnie, elaborate. 2 weeks ahead of time. Confused me. Oh, because they did the previous announcements? Nah. I think that's on purpose. You know, with the onset of Collision and Rampage is now back in its normal time. I think it's on purpose. They're trying to give people shit to look forward to. And confusing, I mean, just come here. We'll explain it. We'll simplify it, right? Like, we get this match this week. We're good. I get confused too, buddy. We'll do it together. Angry face. I made, despite those vicious squirrels and pigeons. Whoa. Unbroken? Welcome back, buddy. Good to see you. I got the Puerto Rican Nina for the... Okay, so JV's taken... You got it right. Zelina Vega is correct as well. Anyone else? Anybody else? Impact had the pay-per-view of the year. Steve G. Are you implying Against All Odds was that pay-per-view? Because it was wicked. Io winning the Money in the Bank. And Slammiversary is going to be fun, guys. Really is going to be fun. Do you give away Logan Paul versus Rollins on Raw? No, I mean, no, unless, like, where I talk about the Money in the Bank. Oh, you mean if he accepts the challenge? No. I don't like it unless, I mean, it just ends in like a no contest in some way, shape, or form. Sorry, I'm getting a replay of Charlotte and Asuka where Charlotte's clearly pointing that she wants the old belt, not the new belt, because even Charlotte doesn't like the yellow one. So we're heading here next. Yeah, I don't think you give it up on a Raw. Like, that's why I love the idea of Logan Paul winning the Money in the Bank, because I think if he torments Seth for a few months, it gets really fun, right? You know how Logan is. Come running out like he's going to do it and then change his mind, wave it off, like just fucking with him. And he doesn't even have to be in a consistent storyline. He can go off and do his podcast and all his bullshit, and then just pop in every 3, 4, 5 weeks. Just pop in and then again, harass him, remind everybody that he's got that. And then it builds to something, right? I know it's not a popular take, and I know I've been saying it for a while, but I do see the advantages to it. By the way, we are setting up for the Waller effect. Heel lost. Yeah, okay. She lost. It was a decent match. I kind of hoped they were going to go a bit of a better match. They're building the angle that, Bailey and Io were mad at each other, but they're going to have to fight eventually. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. Good question, Big Nick. I don't know if I've said hi to you yet, Dale, by the way. Welcome back. Welcome back. Definitely Gargano, Dexter Lumis versus Finn. Make it happen. All right. Might be. I'm still going with JD. I think JD builds the story. Steve Chambers, 2-0. Good job, buddy. Larry, 2-0. So a lot of people floating around 2-0 right now. Okay. Someone remind Logan that scamming people is not a good look. Unbroken is very true. It's not a good look. It's not a good decision. It's partly why he's such a good heel. Speaking of good heels.
I was going to say, speaking of not a good look, not a good decision, and good heel, I check all those boxes.
I almost feel like it's Wheel of Fortune at times where we're just like, do. Like,
hey, right. And it's just perfect.
You got the
always
heel.
Make it work. Why?
What?
Yeah, speaking of heels, we did get a little bit of a more of a Bianca heel turn there. I feel.
She's definitely transforming before our eyes. She's getting more agitated.
That braid's coming a little bit more undone week by week, I feel.
Right. And I think with her, I like what they're doing with her because there's a good rhyme and reason for it. Those who are mad about Cody and Brock not having the best of reasons, you feel you're watching the transition happen. It didn't just turn over where she just woke up pissed off. She's disgruntled, but she's going to have that Bret Hart.
It's justified. Yeah. That's what makes a heel a best heel, is when their reasoning is justified.
It's kind of right. You're like, oh, shit, right? It's like the Bret Hart, right?
She's not wrong.
Yeah, you're like, fuck. Her attitude shit, though, and I don't want to hear it.
Right.
I'll be right back, sir. Enjoy.
Fair enough. Absolutely. Well, you got me right now as we're floating through commercial break right now as KJ's taking a pause for the cause here. And I feel like I'm redder than a cherry tomato. There we go. I'll be a little too bright. Anyways, there we go. I was praying that Michael Cole would attack Bayley. Aaron, that's not a bad shout, I feel, just because of how much Bayley still keeps trying to go at Michael Cole. I even saw it to where she was on the bump there, I believe, and Michael Cole was taking a dig at her because she was eating by herself in a restaurant and everything. Like, there was a whole story of, I still like, it's weirdly the longest running feud right now in professional wrestling is Michael Cole and Bayley here. And Steve Paul, what up, my guy? I saw your comment earlier to where you were saying KJ looked like Bubba Ray Dudley. I don't know if you touched on it, but no, he's the doppelganger for Kevin Owens, especially it's the Canadian in him, everything, the beard, all of that. He's every time. That's why he takes a pause. It's just because Kevin's on, doing something around that time. Wait, what? Yeah, you can address that when you get back here, sir. What? That's not happening. Aaron Jobson. What did Aaron say here? Oh, about Michael Cole. Okay. WWE, we want Ezekiel. JV, I know you were going to bring this up. Well, it should be we want Elias, because I know you and I talked about this the other day for a good bit of, can someone explain to me where Elias is? I know KJ's out on a pause for the cause, but no one knows where Elias is. The man that they brought back after they killed him off, then brought back Ezekiel, then killed off Ezekiel, and then brought back Elias, and he was back for maybe all of a match. But speaking of a match, we're getting the aftermath of a match as we're getting Bayley and Io backstage right now. Oh, and Shotzi playing the voice of reason / dissension here. But I've been waiting for this breakup of, I think KJ might have backslid into it being a Io versus Bayley build. All because Dakota got injured here. But this is interesting that we're starting to really, Io accepting on behalf of Bayley. So sorry, we had Shotzi challenge Bayley to a match here, and Io accepted on behalf of Bayley. Io has become such a breakout star, honestly. Of her match with Bianca Belair at Backlash really showed everybody what Io's actually capable of. And speaking of showing what people are capable of, why? I know that might have been a reach and a half there. I'm going to pull my back out with that reach, but we've got the Grayson Waller effect coming up right now. Love it. Io just punked Bayley with a dose of her own medicine. Yeah, Io. Yeah, well, Io's my pick to win the women's Money in the Bank briefcase. If I think that there was potential with her, even all the way back to when she was NXT Women's Champion and she was over like Rover, and then it kind of faded by the wayside because they didn't really do much with it. And obviously 2020 happened, and travel restrictions. And then they've really never picked it up and ran with it since then. But I've got Grayson Waller right now in the ring, and I know some people may not be a fan of this guy, may not be a fan of the Waller effect. I think it works. I think it's a good way to get him over with the mic. We were talking about RJ City earlier. Of Waller has that same type of sharp, like a thumbtack, quickness and everything, and it keeps him from having consistent matches with, which honestly, if you've watched an NXT and when he has consistent matches, he tends to at least one time or another get injured here. Aaron, I see your comment. I'm not going to click on that because that's aggressive. But Victor saying, oh, hail the queen. And we've got somebody saying, woo, the Ice Queen. Yes, so we have Charlotte Flair coming out right now. So we've got what in the name of Cher? Ooh, this is an interesting get up here. I'm starting to really wonder what the closet looks like backstage at WWE between Seth Rollins and what in the name of Cher meets Cruella DeVille is Charlotte Flair wearing here. It looks like Picasso threw up as an outfit. She can't be a babyface coming out like this. Like, I understand. Oh, is that a cornet sign in the crowd there? But so in 2 weeks in London, we're getting Asuka versus Charlotte. I know Asuka's supposed to be the heel in this, but is Charlotte Flair not just kind of becoming the heel here? I mean, she's wearing heels better than Chris Jericho, but her whole outfit is a little much, there's a little too much hot dogging and grandstanding as the baby face here. I feel like this is going back to, to be the woman, you got to beat the woman. I'm Ric Flair's daughter, Charlotte Flair, heel upon heel of it's my destiny to be champion. I don't sit in line. I don't wait in line. I make the line. Charlotte Flair is getting kind of too much. Anyone agree? I feel like I kind of do here. And the host of the Waller Effect, Hornswoggle, not quite. Jim Cornette is the GOAT, sign in the crowd. There you go. Thank you, C-Money. I thought I saw that. I didn't want to say it. I wasn't sure if it said Cornette or Charlotte. They both end in E. But yeah, shout out, I guess, unofficial, hashtag non-sponsored. But, the man's not always on a tirade, so I'll say that. Rhea Ripley confronts Bianca Belair until low blow. Richard, are you watching the same show? I don't know if you are, sir. Charlotte Flair looks like Sister Sarah from Hocus Pocus. That's not a bad shout, actually. So Waller's now even distracted here. If he's, taken aback by, the presence of Charlotte Flair. So they're getting very much a reaction for Charlotte being a 16-time champion because, of course, we've got to pay homage to Ric Flair, and we've got to still live under that mantle here. And this is where you open yourselves for, hey, as Charlotte's allowing Grayson Waller to woo. I mean, hey, here comes Bianca. And there's actually a good pop and a good reaction. I feel like there's arguably a better positive reaction for Bianca Belair coming out right now than there was for Charlotte Flair. See, yes, big pop. Yeah. It's interesting of backstage she's supposed to be the heel. This is some weird Austin Brett like double turn halfway happening here of it's giving a layer to Bianca as I see that weave's coming, that ponytail's coming more and more undone as the weeks go by. But Bianca's theoretically supposed to be the heel here. She gets the more positive reaction. Charlotte's supposed to be the babyface. She gets the more negative reaction. But it really does well for both of them, honestly. Like I said, it adds an edge, it adds an attitude to Bianca, and it gives Charlotte something that would be a feud that's not. It's a challenge to the title feud, but she's not instantly. If she goes with this feud, it doesn't have to be about the title. It has to just be about who's better. Grayson definitely still snacks on crayons. Well, unbroken, that's allegedly. Oh, and Bianca out here calling out Charlotte of you think you just walk out here and get a title shot. You just come back out of nowhere. Facts there. This is such a waste of Grayson. No, I think this isn't too bad of, like I said, of he tends to have a decent reaction for Charlotte of hello EST, but yeah, Grayson tends to get himself hurt half the time when he's having matches. So let him figure out what his new finisher is before it's just that weird roll up the ringside, barrel roll clothesline bullshit. Charlotte saying the line starts and ends with me. Why? KJ and Nick did if they have hit 2K. Congrats, guys, and everyone on Wrasslin for Life Network. Well, thank you, BD. Yes, we have so far, unless it's somehow changed, unless the mass extinction has happened. We're still sitting at 2K. Those crayons don't have lead in them. Why? AJ Styles, Richard, my guy. Charlotte says, I am the line. Yeah, and Tony Khan instantly just started itching the second he heard that. And Bianca bring up a very valid point there, and I do like that she said that because that's my feeling on this a bit of. She even points out of, I didn't run away and hide for 3 months. You think I ran away? Yes, we'd all do because you just kind of left until you were going to be put into a title shot. To be objective, coloring paint by numbers with crayons instead of paint is kind of fun. All right, we've divulged into finger painting now. The only line show. Wow. Don't see a winner Asuka versus Charlotte because Bianca should have had a triple threat. Well, that could happen at maybe that gets announced for Money in the Bank. Perhaps. And Bianca says, I'm the women's champion of this era and gets a bigger reaction than Charlotte. This is so interesting because Bianca's, again, supposed to have been the one to be a heel. You can say anything you want to make yourself feel better. But I am the best, the next, the future. So Bianca saying she's going to be ringside for her title match with Asuka. So can't remember exactly who it even was that just said it, but it very much could be to where Bianca gets involved and then we set up for a triple threat at Money in the Bank. That was arguably the best Bianca Belair promo that she has cut in WWE. Because she's still walking that. She's supposed to be a heel. She's supposed to have some attitude. She's supposed to be pissed off. But she gets a positive reaction for everything because everything she's saying is still very valid and justified. But as we go quickly from that, I've got Jey Uso right now backstage with Paul Heyman. And Heyman's apologizing. I'm sorry I told the truth. What? Bianca wants to smoke. Absolutely, absolutely. Bianca's like the credits for the Grayson Waller effect. She's out and it's over. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. But is there really anything more that needed to be said there? I think that did a lot more for Bianca Belair than it did anything for Charlotte Flair. So Heyman just landed out there for Jay of he meant to kick the tribal chief. He meant to kick you last week. Was that the first talk show without a fight in WWE history? It might be, honestly, it might be. That's no one went through any bit of furniture. There was no physical altercation. That's actually a valid point, a valid statement. So Jay listened to Heyman apologize. I apologize to OG. I'm sorry. If I'm in, you out. You're still out. So, wow. So this is some of the best character work from Jey Uso since his whole feud between him and Roman Reigns. It's so interesting. And this is, again, what goes back to makes this stuff so compelling and so cinematic and why they do scenes backstage versus promos, anything like that. Because instantly now you're still, so what's going to happen? Well, if Jay's in, if Jay's going to fall in line, then I guess that means the wise man's out. But how do we keep it together? Because the wise man can't be out. But so then does Jay turn around and he trusts his brother Jimmy, who just super kicked him last week? Best storytelling in professional wrestling in the past decade. As up next, folks, we're getting, as I've got AJ Styles and Mission, and I'm still going to keep calling her Mia Yim because I hate that fucking nickname. But that works really well as an entrance together. But we've got them coming out as we're about to cut to commercial break. Well, speaking of
working well as an entrance,
right? What? Speaking of tag teams, wait. So are you Cross or am I Scarlett? Is that how this goes here?
Why did you have to go that way? Why did you have to go that? I think you probably pull off heels better than me.
Everybody's crazy about a sharp
right? What did Money say? Mark said, was that?
Wait, no, you had to address because you said we need to address as we're in commercial break.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize. I can't remember homie's name here.
Bubba Ray doesn't rock the man beard, dude. He's got the thin one.
He's a little too trimmed. He's a little too high and tight there for you.
Yeah, sorry.
Right.
And I don't have enough of a neck for the big chain that he rocks.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am? Do you know who we are? We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We cover more live wrestling than anybody else. We will be back tomorrow for Collision and Wrestling Revolver. Yes, 2 streams, 2 hosts. 2 shows, 2 hosts.
Wow, you were going to say one beard?
One beard. No. But yes, folks, we will be back live. Make sure you hit that little bell because we might be back on Sunday. We are definitely back on Monday, and we got so much coming your way. All the pay-per-views, all the promotions that we can get our hands on. We will be here for all of it. Forbidden Door, Money in the Bank, you name it, we cover it. And we have nothing but a ball being your alternative commentary to all the wrestling. Nick, I'll say SmackDown went fast. I feel like nothing happened.
I forget that we're already past the first hour. No, it's been all right. It's been good. It's been interesting. All right. So while you were on your pause, we had the Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair segment. Your thoughts, sir?
I like it. I mean, again, I think you said it was kind of the best we had seen Bianca Belair in a while, and I do. There's more authenticity to her promo. She doesn't sound so scripted, and I don't mind it. I kind of like what we got from Bianca and Charlotte tonight, And again, you're not giving anything away. There was no need for a useless scrap. Two women both want that belt. It's believable. It's strong. And we'll wait and see what happens. Triple threat at SummerSlam is a high possibility. But we'll see. We'll see what this means. The only problem I'm going to tack onto that, Nick, was Bianca was getting a lot of cheers.
I told you, I said, I think that this is going not the way that they planned. Of she's becoming just a better baby face because now she's got a little bit of an attitude. She's a little bit of Becky Two Belts, Becky the man, Bianca the man.
People we like
Charlotte's out there, Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil.
Here come Scarlett and Carrion. It's Carrion, right?
Right. Scarlett is carrying Cross out here right now.
I completely forgot who she was coming out to the ring with, but Scarlett is here. We're getting some,
We got mesmerized, hypnotized by the witch there.
Yeah, maybe.
Danny, what up?
What's up, Danny?
One beard to rule them all.
One beard to rule them all.
I am Highlander. I am the
one beard to guide them.
I have the higher ground, KJ. I am the higher host, KJ. But so give us your predictions, bro, whether you're taking Cross and Scarlett or whether you're taking AJ Styles and Mia Yim, because I refuse to call her Mission.
Is it my imagination, or is this one actually really hard to call? Because I kind of feel like everybody needs a win here. Everybody involved needs a W.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
Maybe Scarlett's the only one that survives without winning.
Wait, what?
And Scarlett might be the only one that doesn't really need the win.
Honestly, as weird as to say, no offense, Scarlett doesn't need to wrestle.
No, but she can.
Oh, I'm not saying she can't, but I'm just saying.
What show
if they do it right, she doesn't need to.
Was it House of Glory that we watched and she was on it?
What?
I feel like we watched her in something.
Maybe.
We watch a lot of wrestling.
But so this is intergender, I guess, because we just had me and him hitting. Oh, no.
No, it was just a bonus. The girls can hit the boys, but the boys can't hit the girls in WWE. Oh, what a move. What a neck breaker.
Perhaps two count for Scarlett there on Mia Yim.
That was
so Small Mark saying, if not KO, you are Ivar. So you've got multiple doppelgangers within professional wrestling.
Yeah, I've got the Ivar before. Yeah, definitely got the Ivar before. I'll take it, man. That guy can do.
Victor letting us know yes, it was House of Glory. Okay.
Yes, Hog. The Hog.
Pause.
Oh, that was terrible.
Oh, step up in Zaguri.
Yeah, but you see how far away she was from his head?
No, I just watched me and him get dumped out as Cross is going for the style splash. This is a quick match. This is a fucking burial.
No, yes. Oh. Okay, yes. Okay. Woo.
I thought she was going to bite his head right there. Was she seducing him? She's twirling his hair.
Yeah,
like a fucking schoolgirl.
When was the last time we got a good angle like this? Look, I'm married.
I'm married, bitch.
Wow.
No, because I don't like this after we just watched.
We're going to get a roll
fucking
up.
Chris Candido and Tammy Cinch on fucking Dark Side of the Ring. Wow. We don't need some shit like this.
Speaking of going dark, fucking hell. Cross has got the choke.
Coquina clutch, the Kata Hajime.
I got the Hajime. Best shit.
Everybody, it's always it's a fucking sleeper hold. It's a reverse choke hold.
And look.
Big ass elbow.
AJ just
proving with the cornet shirt in the left.
AJ proving to the entire world that marriage is dangerous.
That's an interest. It's like a modified F5 as Cross picks up the win, and I prefer that Cross won. Cross needed the win more than AJ.
Yeah,
significantly more than AJ.
Yeah, no, I'm in complete agreement with you on this, Nick.
And it was a decisive win.
Yeah, and it didn't come without its, Scarlett gets involved, gouges the eyes, but then all the angle and stuff. But that's exactly perfect. Played it perfect. I'm okay with this. Way better. I thought they were going to job out Cross.
It looked like it. It looked like it.
Heartbreaking.
That will be my Christmas tree for 2023, 2024 is going to be all of them WWE championships.
Yeah.
All just on a little pedestal there like that with the lights underneath. Like I want that desk. Give it to me now.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree.
Oh, Wiseman says, how fucked are we? Paul Heyman.
Right? Yeah, look, Roman just going, well,
my tribal chief.
He's not listening.
Oh. Now, how much of this is Paul having to save his own ass of I'm not going to tell you what he really said because, Make the move and shove Heyman out of the way. I was about to say of how much is this Heyman saving his ass of? No, he'd listen. He just wants me out.
Are you aching?
So I'm not going to say he wants me out if he won't come back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Roman was smart, he'd just put the show on and figure out what was going on in the other rooms.
Well, we've already established Roman doesn't watch SmackDown unless he's there. And even then, he must have the TV off. He's just staring at a blank wall, a chessboard, right? Something, because that's why Paul has to keep calling him after every show of,
right?
My tribal chief, this is what happening. And everything's going to plan.
Hey, Roman, can you just turn your TV on? It would save me a lot of time.
Right.
I'm running out of minutes.
I know you have it at least on DVR. He has to walk him through how to use the DVR of how you go back and you start over and you fast forward to here and you give him timestamps to fast forward to.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm 3-0 tonight, guys. I'm just throwing it out there. I feel like I'm running the table tonight. I don't think I got anything wrong, but I know Boston will correct me.
I feel like I'm 2,000-0 because, again, thank you very much to everybody and anybody that's been here, whether from conception to inception to right now. 100%. I appreciate everybody that's been here for a hot minute, and we've reached 2K in yeah. I was thinking that earlier. I was like, I got no beef with EA, but we got 2K.
Larry says 3-0. AJ Styles. All right. And, AJ's in a very vicarious position right now. I mean, you see him lose, and then you see the OC lose earlier tonight, or the Good Brothers. They don't win. What is it going to do here?
But they just came back not that long ago, so I feel like they can still eat an L. How are we at the point now with AJ Styles if he can take a few L's and it's not super diminishing? Like, depends on who he lost to. Like, he lost to Karrion Kross. We're trying to build him up.
Yeah.
He lost to the people that went on to be in the finals of the match. It's not like they're out here losing to fucking Hit Row or anything like that.
Fair enough. And I mean, you're not wrong because of the stature of AJ and the people he puts around himself, he can bounce back real strong. All you got to do is change his direction and push. But you don't want him to become Dolph Ziggler.
Never go full Ziggler.
Never go full Ziggler. That's my only fear. Like, you can't take too many. They got to give us some direction. I mean, we're talking about they need a tribe to go up against Roman. Maybe it's the OC tribe.
Well, that's been pitched. That's been percolated. That could be still a potential match down the road here. Why?
I just deleted someone's comment by complete accident.
So, folks, blame him, not I.
If your comment just disappeared from the chat, my apologies. If I blocked you, I'm really sorry. Anyway, back to the show.
Fair enough. Well, Victor out here saying, okay, we got 50 people in the chat. Smash those hearts and the hundreds, etc. They're all free. Well, if you also want to help support the channel and everything like that, and if you want to make sure we get your comment and everything, we do got the super chats and the super stickers of Victor's just, showing out the love 100%, but, sometimes it helps you. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to say it. I backed myself into a corner, goddamn it.
So now we're getting I'm on a WWE commercial.
Oh, I saw the Olympics thing and thought we were doing a replay here for Kurt Angle here.
Right. Just think of this. The OC or the Good Brothers were part of the Elite Impact crossover on top of Wrestling World, and now they're somewhere in there, I guess, in the mix. Yeah, I mean,
they're not going to AEW.
No, I mean, I see what you're implying, JV. And yeah, right now, I mean, it's kind of how I feel about FTR of like you could have left and you didn't, and now you're doing shit with Jarrett.
Why does Cameron Grimes right now? Oh, okay, so thankfully, Brandon Corbin shows up to just throw Cameron Grimes into ring cases here and everything, or equipment cases here. But I was like, is Cameron Grimes out here to tell me about my car's extended warranty?
Yeah, I was pretty sure he was about to try and fucking give me the book.
I got this great idea, right?
Where did he leave the rest of the Jehovah's? I honestly don't remember KJ. Thank you. 3-0. AJ Styles. Rey Mysterio coming out to the ring.
Ronald Mysterious. Well, there was one comment here. I want to get to it. Keep talking.
What was the last match? It's funny because Richard can only look into the future. He can't look into the past. What just happened?
Fucking Miss Cleo of fucking psychics out there, just shitty and just can't, I can't tell you the future, but I can tell you what didn't happen in the past.
Right.
James, I saw your post in the McAfee group, so that brought me in.
Sweet deal. Shut up.
This show stinks like McAfee's. Hey.
Raw, no, not us. We're awesome no matter what.
Well, I don't know if that was a compliment or a backhanded insult or what here. I appreciate you too. Well, we appreciate you. So if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button.
Right.
Because we just passed 2K, but we're still eyeing 3K to infinity and beyond. Why?
We're losing them. 1-1.
You have to have me to lose me. Why?
2-1. Ray out doing a promo. What's up, Kentucky? Jake's Pit was fun. Yeah, I like Piper's Pit.
Are we gonna? That's another show we got. This video we need to do on the channel of best WWE talk show.
Yeah, I mean there were some good ones. I mean, I hated Brother Love, but that shit always went down during his segments.
Oh well, so you're a fan of I Love You.
I mean, as a heel, as a pain in the ass. And like I said, there was always like somebody getting beat up. You had like, people popping out of caskets and shit. Like the Brother Love segment was always chaos.
Yeah, but that's what made, I feel like, a bit of tonight work of we circumvented the normal way of doing a guillotine or a gauntlet match. There we go. Not guillotine, gauntlet match. We had all the teams right out at ringside. We didn't have any intros, everything like that. And we've got the LWO coming out right now.
Just Escobar. You asked Escobar to come on out. So okay.
Interessante.
Richard Jr. is going to go deleted. I'm sorry, Richard. What are the odds?
What are the odds? It's a conspiracy theory. Why?
Definitely not a payday, is it, Larry? I'll just let y'all have that. Firefly Funhouse, KO Show, Miz TV. Yeah, we got a lot. I mean, Aaron's starting to make a point here.
I would take Firefly Funhouse over most.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not,
Yowie.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Lots of rumors about Bray getting very close too.
I saw the video and I still think it's the same one that they aired before Extreme Rules. It's nothing's changed.
Interesting. I like this, giving Corbin some snarl. It's interesting. Like, listen, I got to be fair. I complain a lot about Ring of Honor and Dynamite and such sharing talent. I don't love them being in between, like this free agent thing where I'm on 2 shows. Like, fuck off. Pick one.
Right.
If you're a free agent, you can't play for 2 teams. You got to pick one and sign.
Fair enough. I mean, but I'm sorry. I'm just halfway giggling at we've got Escobar and Ray hugging it out, but just looking at some of the people in the crowd, like we have the Blues Brothers in the crowd on Friday Night SmackDown, by the way. We also have cosplay Randy Savage.
Man.
What?
we went to a lot of shows, and there was two guys that one was Macho and one was Hogan. Like at like all the shows we went to in this area, it was like fuck. Commitment.
Is that just WWE or WWF in like the 80s?
It would have been the 90s.
Well, no, I was just saying, it's always just Hogan and Macho.
Yeah, they're always around. So LA at Night coming out, and this is kind of like what we talked about with Charlotte and Belair, where I think Escobar would be better at getting heat, and LA's better at getting cheers. So what the? Oh, never mind.
Well, he just turns around and shoves Ray. Well, I believe we did have an advertisement going to get Escobar versus LA Knight.
Yes. Let's go, LA.
And it's so funny how as Ray goes for the 619 as LA rolls out. So, yes, up next. So, we're going to commercial break before we get this. But yeah,
right.
LA Knight's supposed to be the heel, but he's getting nothing but babyface love.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting times, right? Where they're trying to figure everything out. What about the body shop with Jesse Ventura? What about the barber's chair, the infamous barber's chair with Brutus?
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, I got you there.
Right, the old shot.
You know, I was gonna say, and Marty was never the same since.
No, never. We were about to watch it on Dark Side, so tune into that episode. It's gonna be fun. And watch Luna's review of it. By the way, she's amazing.
Fair enough.
Night for the win.
Yeah,
I love that moment.
What?
This magic moment.
Good Lord.
Picking LA Knight for yeah. LA Knight is here. Yeah. Cutting Edge and Peep Show. And two other ones.
Carlitos Cabana. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. Well, and he's allegedly just recently signed back to WWE.
We said this in Puerto Rico. Like, let's sign this man up. He's looking phenomenal shape. And I think he would be perfect for Austin Theory.
Oh, absolutely.
Perfect.
Piper's Pit legendary segments. Does anyone remember? Can anyone cite me a Piper's Pit moment outside of Snuka with the coconut?
Hogan and the bleeding crucifix.
That was a Piper's Pit?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two. I'll hear a third. Do we have a third? Do we have a third?
There was $1 Million Man Virgil moment, I believe. Now I'm going way back. Fuck. Now I'm just pulling a straw here. I'll take.
Didn't Matt Hardy have a show too?
Did he have a show? A V2?
No, that's just those spectacles that he has that he calls matches out on his fucking house.
Lash Legend had one recently that didn't go so well.
Fair enough. Well, that's where you turned sour on Lash Legend, and I've actually been the advocate, I guess, for Lash Legend.
Lash Legend. Folks, we are back in a commercial break. We're winding. Well, we got 30 minutes left in SmackDown. We'll remind everybody we're not going anywhere. We do have full coverage of AEW Rampage. If you know the spoilers, keep them to yourself. We play it off. I don't know what happened. He doesn't know what happened, or at least that's our kayfabe answer, and we're sticking to it. We're going to just talk about a little bit of AEW on the eve of Collision. Do keep in mind, if you haven't seen, we dropped a little piece today about the CM Punk interview. Plus, we have all our week's content up, so go check all that out. And make sure you're a part of the family. Don't miss out on the best wrestling coverage going.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's the fastest growing. It's not debatable at this point. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. But we have a lot of people shouting out the highlight reel. Oh, the Hardy effect.
Highlight reel.
Well, that's where you got googly-eyed Shawn Michaels from.
Why do I feel like Punk had one once upon a time, like on Raw?
Oh, that was just the Straight Edge Society.
Well, he just had the mic a whole lot. Never mind.
Yeah, when Piper sprayed Morton Downey Jr. with a fire extinguisher at WrestleMania 5. Oh,
that's a good one. Big dog
here.
Right, that's a good one, dog. I'll take that.
Well,
Piper's Pit was good, and they were always like 4 minutes. Like they were never like 12.
So, spoiler alert, I guess the people have demanded it. I guess coming at some point to the channel here, we'll have to rank the best wrestling talk shows.
I'm down.
In wrestling history here.
Yeah. Goldust had one for sure. He was doing like the
Director's, well, yeah,
Director's chair or some bullshit.
Yeah. Cutting Edge. No, was that the Cutting Edge? No, that was Christian.
Jay is
Anyways,
doing...
we're looking like bad wrestling nerds out here.
Right, here we go. Folks, we're back to the action. Escobar and LA Knight. If you haven't made a prediction, we take a prediction for all the matches. We will take a rating out of 10 at the end of the show as well, so do not go anywhere. We love finding out what the crowd feels about the show, so don't miss out on that. The flower shop.
What?
Take me to the flower shop. $49.99 for what?
Yeah, even then, still, we want to know, what you liked about the show, what you didn't like about it, and agree to disagree on plenty of this.
Right, that's the moment, Chambers. Everyone remembers the coconut.
That's the only moment everyone remembers. MVP on the upper lounge, yeah.
Tushy.
Tabernacle.
Amazing. Cutting Edge was Edge, yes.
God damn you. I was halfway right there. I mentioned a Canadian.
I missed it completely, so there you go. LA Knight in control, by the way. Jey Uso super kicked Paul. Once upon a time.
No, he didn't. Christian had the peep show. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
We're going all the way to Piper's Pit with Vince Russo and TNA.
That was
so you sold me and then you lost me.
You lost me.
Not gonna lie, they had us in the first half.
All right, it's a hard left. Sorry.
Right.
Kept going straight. APA, yeah, they did actually. They had their moving office. I mean, that wasn't really a show per se, was it?
Better Forbidden Door in professional wrestling. AW in New Japan, Bailey with Ding Dong Hello, or APA.
Oh, of course.
No!
Fucking
soiled it.
Why do you got to roll up, LA?
Escobar with the roll up and points instantly at the briefcase. Is this just to sell us, to throw us off the trail that LA Knight's going to win this match? That he's going to be the briefcase holder. It's dumb
if that's the choice. It would be better off if he stole another win, if he would build on the heel. Now they're going to do an aftermath where he's
got to be the heel. He's jumping him from behind, even though everybody's behind him. Everybody wants him to win. He's somehow supposed to be the heel here.
I spoke too soon. I'm 3-1 now. Fuck. LA Knight, poor bugger. I don't like him, man. I would rather see to keep building him. And another stupid roll-up win, even though he jumped him after. I just don't care for it.
Do you keep him as a heel so when he wins and then he goes, say, after, maybe he goes after a Roman just on the sake of doing it, that I
fear that
you turn him face there, but will Jey Uso fall in line?
Question of the night.
This is the main event, and this is why this is the best thing going in professional wrestling, why it's cinematic. I know you touched on it. This is The Sopranos. Tony Samoan.
I don't know this. I mean, usually we say that if the night goes super fast, the show was really solid, really strong. And I don't know. Tonight just felt like we just ran through everything.
But that's what tells you that it was real. It was done well. There was no lag. There was no pause. There was no real drawback. There was nothing that was a snag on that. Why do I have Stifler and
you got the same commercial? I'm like,
Biggs. I was about to say,
did he order a pie? Jim, this is your third apple pie ordered this week.
Right.
At least we know what happened to Stifler. He's doing DoorDash.
Jim, you need to stop DoorDashing pies. Why?
LA Knight and Elias would be great together. I could see it working a little bit. Two big physical guys. Kind of
a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. That gives me very Beer Money vibes a little bit.
A little bit, okay. I don't like the roll-up loss here. I think you could do better. I think you could have. I'd rather have LA cheat to win, and Escobar had his little babyface moment. Not a lot of people are putting their money down on Escobar. I don't know, man.
But are they doing it because they're trying to throw the scent off of everybody's been pretty much picking from the jump that LA Knight, this is his briefcase to win. So we're going to have him continue to take all of the L's because let's be honest, he was taking all of the L's.
He was taking a lot already.
Yeah.
No, but my fear with that, Nick, is that then what happens when you do that too much is he does win the Money in the Bank, and some people are like, wait, this guy that's always losing just won this? Like, oh, shit. Like, there has to be a happy balance. I know we got the win last week. It just, I don't know. I'm really
is
tired
that their
of
faith, though, in LA Knight that you could build him up on a dime?
Right.
Because there's enough foundation there. You literally just start this, you start to decide you want to go with it, and there's enough already going there that you're hitching your ride up, you're hitching your wagon to it.
Right. Yeah, no, and I mean, I really am. I think I'm just sick and tired of the writers using fucking roll-ups to get out of situations. And man, if I want to see a roll-up, I'll turn to my tray to my right. Like I don't need to fucking turn on my wrestling show and see all these fucking roll-ups. And we complimented a roll-up earlier or last week because it made sense and it was delivered well. There's just too many.
It's the most devastating move in professional wrestling, right? And that's still why I pop every time when I remember that Xavier Woods called his roll-up the backwoods.
Yeah.
Because this man knew what was what.
Is this the last one? I believe we are heading into main event. No, we got 25 minutes.
No, we got the final segment, but then still we've got all of AEW Rampage. We've got great matches.
Well,
like we've got Bandito versus Takesha, and then we also have terrible matches like Karen Jarrett and Aubrey will be sharing a ring together at the same time.
Sammy, I'm a little tired of this, like Sammy playing like the owl on the perch.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of the bloodline, sir? One, a two, a three.
Oozy. The crowd is chanting Oozy.
Take your multivitamin if you got that reference right there, because that's very much of a vintage.
We're getting, we got a lot of time on the clock for whatever is about to happen.
I don't know, but I'm for this Heyman 2024 sign right now that I'm seeing.
Acknowledge me. I never look at the sign, so it's funny. You got me looking in the crowd now. I forgot about
it's better than looking at that shitty AR graphic, but anyway.
Oh shit, I missed where's Aaron? Heartbreak Hotel was one. Fuck, people pulling them out.
Well, now do we get into the whole when Rock had his little whole concerts and everything of since Rock's baby left him,
that's a
he found a new place to dwell.
Though that was good stuff. One and 2, 4-0. Larry, I don't know. Are you really 4-0, bro?
That's the thing. A lot of this is honor system. Of half y'all just be saying records afterwards and you don't throw predictions in the chat. Just be like, see, I called it. Yeah, but you didn't say you called it.
Right. LA Knight.
I got next. Well, no one knew you got next.
I thought it. LA Knight.
I thought it, so I had it.
Right. Jamie says, highlight reel. Yep. A moment of bliss. There's a good one that nobody else has said, I don't believe.
Well, there was a couple people talking about how Alexa had one and everything like that, and they just couldn't put the name on it here.
There you go. Fingers up, folks. Tribal Chief.
Hey, and you use that, and you hit that bell notification, you hit that like button, that subscribe button, that share notification, all of that. Just hit 2K, so absolutely still growing, ever expanding the evil empire, the island of relevancy that is the Wrestling for Life Network.
What? Absolutely, folks. Roman, Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa. Well, they've been calling him just Solo a lot lately. Feels like a Vince decision. But they are coming out to the ring. I think we're going to get a commercial before we get anything else.
Probably. We've still got about 20 minutes. No, we'll get Roman.
We'll get the announcement.
Hold up the belt, but I still like that Heyman's coming out with the other two belts. Like, cool, you can give me this belt. I'm still keeping the other two.
Yeah, it's really funny because I know you were a big advocate. See what I did there? An advocate of the two belts kind of looked better than one. And visually, it does. now he looks like, he's sponsored by the internet. Woo, woo, woo here. But whatever. I mean, it does. It's a very nice fucking visual.
Speaking of visuals and speaking of advocates and speaking of multiple championships, everything right there just looked fantastic because you had Roman Reigns getting announced as, the undisputed, all of that and everything. And Roman's just sitting there and he's smirking as he's holding the championship and just got that little wink and that little smile and everything. Meanwhile, Paul's on the other side, just running through the whole intro like if he was doing it of you're reigning, undisputed, everything. And then Solo's just expressionless.
There's a lot of fingers up, bro, and the proper one, not the one that other people.
Oh yeah, like the pointer, not the one in the middle.
Mm-hmm. That's where, when people kind of take away from Roman and they want to kind of peel him back, you look at the visual we got right now. That crowd standing on their feet, stacked crowd, big stadium or big arena. Everybody's kind of with it. You find me someone else in any company that has that look like that.
Has that look like that, has that presence like that, has literally, again, everything you pay attention to with that. There are professional athletes that don't have the same presence that Roman Reigns does.
It's outstanding. It's so fucking cinematic, though. It is fucking cinematic as shit.
But the thing is
that
it made what we all got used to, what we all got introduced to, what we all got accustomed to in a bit during the 2020s, during the Thunderdome era and everything of cinematic pro wrestling. It's taken that and just taken it to the next level. It's integrated that to current modern professional wrestling when there is crowds.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It just feels like the next level, and everything is so meticulous. Again, it's playing checkers when playing chess when a lot of people are playing checkers. It's just so dialed in, and everything that we just got, other than this bullshit commercial, was spot on.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we kind of almost knew it because we knew there's still enough time here on the clock. They got to get some advertising in here, but it allows us to talk to the people.
I don't know how many chats we've missed. If you feel like you said something we didn't click on, click that super chat or just repeat yourself and we will try better the second time. I recommend the super chat.
Might fail. I was going to say we still might fail.
The title looks like a toy. Nick,
you're a toy.
Problem solved. Anyway, moving on.
Again, I still will stand by this. If I get it, I get the issue or whatever. But hey, when the Denver Nuggets won the NBA championship, they were walking around. There was plenty of pictures and videos and everything of them with the WWE championship on the shoulder, right? And it had that giant W and everything, right? It was the WWE championship. Notice there was no AEW championship center or anything. Everything's walking around with the WWE championship. Pretty much you could say the same with the Vegas Knights and how they just won the Stanley Cup book. They're gonna be walking around with the WWE championship on their shoulders and everything. And it looks like just a different colorway of what the guy in your company right now is holding and everything.
It is. It's
carries your company's brand as much as I get it is branding to the aesthetic of the belt. It does look clean.
You can't base the aesthetic of the belt on the person holding it. One, two.
Yes, the fuck I can, because that's what establishes the belt.
No, but we're talking about a visual, like an aesthetic, like how it looks.
Right. Well, guess what? The fucking belt looks better around Roman than it does around OT's. So. Sorry.
They're valid. Listen, it's nonsensical valid though. All right.
It's one of those of it's gonna look better around a certain person than it is, regardless of how well the belt looks.
Funniest shit ever. I love the logic. You're right, but shit.
You can have that, not even what I'm mad at.
Yeah, right. The logic there is amazing. But yeah, no, I mean, listen, I know I joke about this big W belt, and I don't love the yellow, I don't, but at the end of the day, I just wish they would have done something different, man.
Larry just popped me randomly. Saturn has rings. What?
Is it worth watching the previous 2 hours?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Not debatable.
Okay. Look.
There. Oh,
sorry.
Look at it. Look at Steve Paul laughing. That's who I was talking about earlier that compared you to Bully Ray. It was Steve Paul. So next week we're getting Cameron Grimes versus Baron Corbin. So Corbin just out here doing busy work. Oh, if Shotzi wins, she replaces Bayley in the Money in the Bank. So we talked about it earlier. If someone in one of the Money in the Bank briefcase matches might get replaced.
Could you imagine
a little bit of a substitution?
I don't want Shotzi in there, but what could definitely happen here is that Bayley gets knocked out. Io's about to win it. Bayley shags her. Uber heel move. Io's growing as a baby face, and that's how she doesn't win it. So Becky can win it because I've said it's going to be Becky, and I'm going to be right.
I think it's just going to be dissension. I'm going to be right.
You're like, it's way more complicated than where I was going to go with it.
The dirt sheet, the Abraham Washington show. Why?
Pause. Where are we going
with
this?
Have layers. Why?
Layers. We always somehow get Shrek on this show.
It's inevitable because, somebody wants to.
The pop is gigantic. They might as well just make him a baby.
Why did he put so much stank on saying Kentucky, though?
It was lovely.
This man just went all Southern.
Acknowledge me.
It is so interesting that it's
just turn him. He's there. Look at this shit.
Oh, the Usos. Right, but
Jason Uso.
But see, the thing is, because he treads that line is what makes it so great, because he has he's the biggest star in professional wrestling, yet he has such a statement that's, please acknowledge me. Please, pay attention to me. Versus that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. It's not an aggressive statement. It's anything. It's literally just it's
demanding though. It's very
it's a demand, but it's one of those of I need you to acknowledge me. That's the whole reason of with Jay. I don't need his obedience. What?
He tells you to acknowledge him,
but he gets pissed if you don't.
He should. He's benevolent. Carlitos Cabana.
Spin in the face.
All right, folks, save the shows. We pretty much named everyone that's ever been. Right. But we'll get a little bit OC up, and we'll tackle some of the best wrestling shows within a show.
Or maybe we'll come up with our own wrestling show within a show.
I think we have.
Why? We gotta have done that. Why?
Yeah, Shotzi's not winning next week. Our buddy Chris Leclerc will be very upset in this chat if Bayley loses her spot. Jason Uso in the ring.
Where the fuck did you get that from?
I just added son to Jay.
Fair enough. Jay's out there in the crappiest of tops. He got just enough to where it says we the ones, and then just cut it off right there.
Right. They want answers, Jay.
They want answers, Jay.
The dirt sheets. Nothing but love. It's always love. This is where we are, the Wrestling Utopia, the channel for fans by fans. We come here to bring wrestling fans together, not divide them apart. Screw tribalism. This is the only tribe you need.
All right. We are the island of relevancy when it comes to wrestling content. All right.
I'll accept that. Brother Love is my favorite show. I was like, I like it.
You tell me, Oos.
Or me.
Oh, it's either going to be the wise man or it's going to be me.
He's holding tight to this. And again, I think a lot of the people in the chat right now, you can let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is one of the more unexpected parts of this story of him or me. Like all of a sudden Jay says, fine, I'll do what you want, but the puppet master cannot be here.
Right. But still, Roman is, if you're questioning, if you have said that Roman Reigns is not the best thing going right now in professional wrestling, in all due respect to MJF, trust me, I wear the fucking scarf, everything. All due respect. If you are in denial, debating that Roman Reigns is the best professional wrestler going right now. It is no longer debatable. It is an idiotic take to argue against that. You're on the island of irrelevancy.
Right? I like this little speech here, and Paul's face kills me. But
They were getting the one chance.
Yeah, there you go. Roman's essentially saying that
I've been grooming you for over 3 years. Pause. Why?
Roman was essentially saying that the wise man is mine. He's not the bloodlines. He is my wise man.
Absolutely. He's my guy. He ain't our guy. He's my guy. And that's the best thing about this is Roman has done nothing but gaslighting perfectly. I know it's a toxic trait, but he has done nothing but he is the master manipulator, the master of gaslighting people, of spinning every narrative in his favor.
Very much so. What else is he saying here, folks?
Jay's conflicted. I've been with you my whole life.
Right. Jay pacing.
Oh, here comes Jimmy.
Yo, no music. Perfect. Thank you. They're listening. They're listening. Oh, the problem is not your brother.
Our cousin.
The problem
this is where
cousin.
We're setting up to Jimmy versus Roman at Money in the Bank.
Absolutely. Jay just gonna kick him in the side of the head, shock everybody.
Has that not become the thing
I don't want it.
You go to WWE shows, if you want to be there for the moment, you're not there for the match anymore. You're there for the moment.
They legitimately left 20 minutes open for this to play out on the end of SmackDown. And I'm not saying that as a negative. That's ballsy.
That's the same length as an episode of Sopranos if you added in the commercials.
I like that. That's fucking awesome.
Just a fun fact. Just throwing it out there. If you took out the commercials, a Sopranos episode's about 20 minutes.
Roman is laughing.
They weren't doing this 10 years ago. Why? Hey, 10 years ago, I had to try and get y'all into WrestleMania. See, this is, like I said, this is where I'm waiting for Roman to just start digging, to just start really going at that personal shit. You're the right-hand man. You're main event Jey Uso. You can't be the tribal chief and a twin at the same time.
Why not? That seems ridiculous. Maybe he just super kicks Paul right out of nowhere.
I don't know, but Jay's just doing a lot of this right now.
I hear voices in my head.
Randy just comes out and RKOs everybody and just, oh my God.
Paul's my tribal chief, man. This is amazing. Yeah, it is. Jimmy versus Roman.
Well, we named Jay the right-hand man. Who's the only one that had a problem with it? Well, that was Jimmy, my tribal chief.
Right. And look how well they play it, right? Roman looks at Paul. Paul looks at Jay. They both look at Jimmy. You know the answer. Like, it's amazing.
Roman Reigns is at the level of acting, and if not beyond the level of acting that Dwayne was at when he went to Hollywood.
Okay. Wow, that's
you're telling me this isn't acting? I know I hate that whole phrase when it comes to pro wrestling, but this is acting.
That's not even what I'm mad at. I was saying, like, that's a bold statement because, you know, The Rock was one of the most clean, crisp microphone.
Yeah, how'd that work out
going? The suspense is killing me, Aaron. It's killing me.
Is that true?
Oh,
and look at me, Oos. What?
Right, the Flair that's where they debuted the Shockmaster, kind of. Wow.
True. And even sitting there, and Roman's laughing, and he's literally behind Jay. He's pointing at Jimmy of saying, He's just smirking and chuckling and laughing of see, I got you, motherfucker.
Right? This is what we do.
So this whole damn time you've been down me. What?
I still feel no, dude. Roman's standing there waiting for a kick in the mouth. It just looks too perfect.
That's a great line, though. I expect that from him, not you.
Not from you, yeah.
Because you know what's best for both of us, right? This is so good because it shifted every bit of attention off of Roman onto his two cousins, onto the Usos. This whole story is the Usos going at it.
And they just stand back, right? Like they pull the pin and roll the grenade in the room and walk away. And that's this. They just stand back and smile and watch poof.
But it's so good because they're just a little face twitch, a little moment, a little dig, just echoes.
I'm with you, Joe. I feel that. I feel that. This is starting to feel like why JV? Why JV? Starting to feel like an ep of South Park. A fucking good episode of South Park.
Right, fucking goddamn good episode. Oh my God, they killed Jimmy. What?
You killed Jimmy, you bastards.
I'm the right-hand man. Jay has been
what?
Goddamn gaslit. Let's go.
Oh my
He's
God.
Fucking right by Roman. Let's go.
Ah, dude.
Well, guess what?
You out.
You out.
So am I. So am I. Watch. So am I. Super kick. Yes! Yes!
Oh, shit!
Dude,
oh, my God!
So am I. Boom.
Yes! You called it in literally fucking seconds. Oh, my God.
Ka-boom. And the crowd explodes. Solo's angry. He eats a super kick.
Oh, my.
Bravo, super kick. Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Oh,
bro,
my
so
God.
Well done. You out.
That's
you so his ass out, and then you're done. Oh wait, man, me too.
All of the flowers, I have no words. This is so good. This is a fucking season finale, and you want to fucking.
I'm kind of getting my moment.
Roman's out there. You ain't gonna do this. I have the high ground. Double super kick as Roman just gets sent out, and that's how you end Friday Night SmackDown. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!
No, it's so funny because it's literally.
And they both throw up the ones. Good.
Right? Like
I don't give a fuck about Rampage.
Right? It's like the rest of the show was like the styrofoam popcorn in the box. And the Bloodline is the toy.
That was all. It was all the trailer. It was all the trailer. That was the fucking main event. That was what you fucking tune into. That had me even more than the fucking moment in Saudi Arabia. It was so perfect because literally you said it and then I watched it happen and just, oh my God.
Dude, the thing here is where you keep talking about the fucking Sopranos. It's like the Sopranos. It's like the Sopranos. And that's exactly what would have happened.
That's just because I'm Italian. Right? We all compare everything to fucking mob movies.
But that's what it was like, where it was like the exact perfect move in this moment is, that quick change. Like, I love you, Tony. And then you stab him. Like, you knew it was
I never would have thought that. Just,
He went off and just went the complete hard left and bang. It was so perfect.
Is Rampage on again?
Oh, I'm gonna have to switch over. My head hurts from yelling.
Oh my!
I need a smoke and a pancake. Is that already arguably one of the best moments in professional wrestling in 2023? But dude, we've said that. Like, I mean, even when we do this, but
they all relate around the bloodline.
Yeah, I mean, it's really amazing. Like, you think in wrestling, like the big gigantic pops that have happened over the last 4 or 5 months, bloodline, Kenny Omega, bloodline, like it's
CM
crazy.
Punk, bloodline.
Yeah, maybe Punk. No, I mean, what a crazy end of the show. Again, you weave that through the whole show. I feel like a lot of the show didn't suck, but nothing. There was no meat on a lot of the bones. Like we ran through it.
I don't give
Gauntlet
a
match
shit
was
if I
good.
have 4 courses of appetizers if the fucking ending of the show is a goddamn
Yeah, see, this is because you're
full
Italian,
course. Right,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, the fucking
Listen, you
antipasto,
can make
the
me take a
salad, the
pause out
soup,
here.
right?
Just to take a pause just for defense out here.
Right? You're
But
fucking
yes, no.
You're on like your 4 and 5 course meals, folks.
Right, exactly.
Right?
And 100% the fucking main course better fucking deliver. And that not only delivered, that over delivered. God
They
damn
just
it.
kept bringing food.
Well, we're quit playing with my emotions. We're starting off Rampage right now with a United Kingdom versus the Who Gives a Shit Friends. Or no, Chaos.
Folks, get your rating out of 10 into the box. Let us know how you felt about SmackDown tonight. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What is your rating out of 10?
If you hated it, please check your pulse. Please, fog
Elizabeth.
glass to make sure you still have a soul or anything like that.
Right.
Like, honestly, how can you hate that?
No, you can't. I mean, that's tough. I mean, even if you are the people who are sitting they hate watching WWE, you got to kind of admit that was fun. Come on now.
Right. Don't wreck your CGI car as you show up to say how that was a shit segment and everything like that.
It was a wasted SmackDown and nothing happened.
No, that's one of the most prominent moments already in not only in this whole Bloodline storyline and Roman Reigns' storyline, in the Usos' career in 2023 in professional wrestling. Like that's a fucking moment.
That was fun. I mean, it was crazy. And I see a lot of people, we were just pushing about 70, but a lot of people hanging out. If you are new here, make sure you like, subscribe. We are sticking around. We got another hour of Rampage, and it's a Feel Good Friday, so who knows when we're getting off stream. But beyond that, folks, we are back tomorrow. We will be covering the debut episode of Collision. We'll also be covering Wrestling Revolver, Ring of Destiny, with a lot of big names on the card. It's sneaky good. Right? It's going to be a good one, folks. So if you're not a part of this, make sure you join the family. Be a part of the channel for fans, by fans. And what a roller coaster of emotions.
Right. I was gonna say, as the island of relevancy is decreasing, make sure you join the island of wrestling. And we've got the United Empire right now in the ring. We've got Jeff Cobb and Rocky Romero going on, so we're just keeping expanding our evil empire here. I'm so thrown off here. I'm so conflicted. If I want to watch, United Empire here, but at the same time, I feel like I need medical assistance. I need or something after that.
I gotta flip my tech real quick.
You're good. Go ahead. Take a pause for the cause here right now.
9 out of 10. It's always Rampages on a secondary bullshit, but
fair enough. Go ahead.
Perfect 10. Wow, 9 out of 10. Now remember, Dynamite scored really high this week, guys. We thought people were saying on Wednesday, show of the week, we're gonna take it. Whew.
I don't think it's debatable anymore. Just on a single moment, on a single super kick, on that means I'm out too. Speaking of being out too, what?
Go Jay.
Right. Yeah.
Man, it was perfect. It was a fucking wicked finish.
It was amazing.
It was because, and again, this is where the writing is good on this, is the fact that it wasn't just a decision. He pulled you right to the right and then yeet right to the left. And that's what that was, where he's into Jimmy. You didn't believe in me, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But the whole time he is seeing through their bullshit, and he's just giving it to Jimmy. And then he says, you're out. The crowd gasps, oh my God, Jimmy's out. Me too, bro. Pop. And the crowd loses it, literally taking everybody on that ride. It's those moments that you stick around and you love wrestling, even as you get older. That's a good shit.
Absolutely. Well, and even then, you still had that little background there of you have Roman and Heyman and everybody. They're all smiling and laughing at see, we got you, motherfucker. See, you already know. See, he finally figured it out. See, he's with us. And then he turns around and just super kicks Roman.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can even call that a pop. Of it was one of those of I think the air just left the fucking
Like,
room
just-
right there. Of everybody was just gasping at the same time. Of oh my god, he was so far. Roman was acting like he had him in his back pocket.
Yeah.
He's gonna do what Jay always does and just falls in line.
Not
and then
today.
the only thing he lined up was that chin of Roman Reigns for that super kick.
And we almost got kind of the moment I've been begging for, of that moment where Roman is like on his knees, pounding his chest. King Kong ain't got shit on me, and just bap bap. All right,
This is how you're gonna do me. This is what you're gonna do to me.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful thing. Now, does this mean it's a tag match at Money in the Bank? And does that set up a new member of the Bloodline? Because Roman doesn't like to play evens. We play odds here.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of evens, KJ and Nick hit 2K subs. You guys deserve it. I appreciate it.
Merci buckets.
What?
It's a stupid.
I know what you were trying to say.
Okay.
There. To have a second, but I was like tabernacle.
It's my Anglophone way of saying merci beaucoup.
Right.
But I will. I'm gonna throw Rampage on, so I'll be right back.
That's fine. I was waiting for that. But so KJ is gonna take a pause for the cause here, and I'm sure I'll probably tag out when he gets back. But right now, I've got picture in picture as I've got Chaos versus United Empire right now. So give me your predictions so far if you haven't done so already for that. Let me know what you're thinking of Friday Night SmackDown. Let me know what you're thinking of, I guess, is that now more the super kick heard around the world, or is Jimmy still holds that and Jay's is just, the second super kick heard around the world? But good googly moogly of anyone that says that WWE is just nothing and it's just a waste of space, anything like that, that pulls you instantly in. That layers, folks, layers. Well, what? Another Fatu coming in? Maybe Jacob. What? Maybe. I'd have to say there will be a match at Money in the Bank after this, and there has to be a new member in the shadows somewhere. Is it Tamina? Is no one meaner than Tamina? That would be interesting. But no, I could see it. It could be a Tamatonga. It could be a Lance Anawahi. It could be Jacob Fatu. I've heard the speculation. I think he might still be under contract right now with New Japan of Hikuleo. Or even do they go the non-Samoan route, because we had Austin Theory trying to give a handshake and, wanting to be represented by Heyman. Do we just kind of, it moves from being more the bloodline as in it's all Samoan and it's all family to more it's the corporate bloodline of these are the guys when it comes to the company. We go back to that here. What about Manu? I think Manu right now is actually running his own promotion. I've honestly, I could probably reach out to him and be like, "You want to the Bloodline? What?" Like Owen in Nation of Domination. Fair enough. That's actually not a bad show, KJ. When is Jacob Fatu going? I don't know. It wasn't my turn to book him. I'm saying equal. What? That's like an action movie with no story. Cool, seeing stuff blow up, but what's the story? What's the background? SmackDown has both steak and sizzle. Absolutely. 100%. SmackDown is, to me, the best weekly show right now in professional wrestling. As far as on your television, or your best weekly show, best daily show, Christ, at this point, when it comes to YouTube. What? Van's taking the Empire for the win. Meaty just out here, just throwing my gimmick back at me, saying, "What? Shucky ducky, quack, quack. The Usos went smack, smack. Fair enough, big dog. You can have that. Not even what I'm mad at." Well, now that is actually kind of what I'm mad at. As we're getting Rocky Romero and Beretta with both double knees on Jeff Cobb. And he's a guy, honestly, who I thought could have, if he hadn't still signed with New Japan and all of that, could have ended up being involved with WWE, if not involved with the bloodline of Christ. Jeff Cobb and Bronson Reed, even as a tag team. Oh my God, just them and even in a match. All of that of the man fully reminds me of just a bit of Rhino of he does Tour of the Islands versus Gores as he just picks both Beretta and Chuck Taylor up. Oh, misses the step up Enziguri, but gets the back one from Rocky Romero. But so again, folks, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. We do this for anything and everything. I know I'm a little bit conflustered here, and Gage had to take a pause for the cause to set up Rampage here, but that was far and away one of the best WWE SmackDowns of 2023. I will say that of it moved at a good clip. There was nothing that you could really, I feel, hate about it. The most you could say was the commercial breaks in certain time places and everything, but that 100% moved along at a good clip and ended on one of the biggest moments, I would say, in professional wrestling in 2023. As Ospreay right now in the ring, setting up for the hidden blade. Oh, backslide for a 2 count. Sorry. Correct. What? Kyle. That was one of the best double E's I've ever watched. Fair enough. Richard just out here saying, Bailey, say goodbye to Roman Reigns. He sucks. Not even a little bit. Of this now is just you're adding layers to it. You're adding depth. You're adding captivating story of that's the thing is you still, even if it's Tony Soprano, whether it's Walter White, whether it's Jackson Teller, whether it's O.P. Winston, whether it's Clay Teller, not Clay Thompson, all of that, you still want to halfway root for the anti-hero, and even though they may be against, the most odds and everything, you still are waiting to see what's going to happen next, one way or the other. Either how are they going to find their way out, or how is this going to end them? As Ospreay with a hidden blade and the 1, 2, 3 pins Rocky Romero. So United Empire picks up the win, and I like that Ospreay turns around and instantly does the Kenny Omega, the cleaner, the gunshot taunt into the cam. A-Town, you know what really grinds my gears moment of the night is that Skid Row, Sugar Honey Iced Tea Row, sets a new record for being eliminated in a match. Did they set the record for fastest elimination? Is that what we're getting at, A-Town? But 100% I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. And that reminds me of everybody. If we do have the super chats, the super stickers, we got the merch store, we got the TikToks, we got the Twitters, we got the Instagrams, we got anything and everything when it comes to your pro wrestling needs. But 100% we got the super chats and the super stickers. If you want to make sure we read your comment, if you want to make sure you get your point across, or if you just want to help to support the channel and everything. And speaking of supporting the channel,
and
the founder of the channel,
and we have the tag stream champions of YouTube.
What?
But yeah, no, that doesn't grind my gears at all. It doesn't surprise me, A-Town. And thank you. You're far too kind. What's good? I'm here. Do you see me on here? Hi, Mick. Yeah, we see you.
I see you.
You're not John Cena, are you?
Dun, 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 dun.
The end of SmackDown. Okay.
As I say, speaking of John Cena,
right. I don't like Roman at all. Do not like the Bloodline. Kyle. Did you watch SmackDown this evening? I'm just curious because I just want to know, like, what about the ending of that show tonight didn't work for you? Like, what is the viewpoint there? I'm very curious. I mean, what is it? But well, Kyle, I wait for that. Folks, I am in a commercial break for Rampage. Nick said all the things. So we are covering Rampage right now. We just got the end of the first match, and we are rolling along. We're coming up to the 3-hour mark on our stream tonight. We will be back tomorrow. It's going to be a fun one. United Empire did take the W. What? The ending of SmackDown was just cinema. Tribal Chief, you were there. So just cinema, eh? Like, I get it, like, but that's a story. Like, that's an angle. That's something they've built over well over a year now. Like, we over 1,000 days of building this story. I don't know if that's a critique or a compliment. Not sure. What? Usos versus the Bloodline at Money in the Bank. The ending had me jumping. Matt, I was feeling it. Matt, I agree. I think it's definitely heading towards, it seems like it would be a tag team match. And then maybe from that tag team match, you get a singles match somewhere along the line. We've seen Roman in pay-per-views. We haven't seen him defend his belt very often. And I'm curious, right? Like, how do we angle this? And I mean, if you go into Money in the Bank with another tag match, would Roman lose 2 pay-per-views in a row? Is very interesting. Very interesting. Can all WWE title holders avoid defending their titles for 4 months and 2 days like Roman is? No, because nobody's on his level. Nobody has the wise man. Nobody has the clout. I mean, it was a big deal that he returned tonight. A lot of eyes, a lot of attraction to it. So that's my take on that. And I mean, look, I kind of predicted what Rollins is doing. And to me, what Rollins is doing is perfect. I mean, you really have this, he's going to defend the belt twice next week. He defended it last week. Like, he's doing what he needs to do to give that belt clout. That's the best one. I like Steve. Roman Reigns get destroyed. That's the best one. I like Steve. Roman Reigns. Okay. KJ, what good? How's it going, gamer? How you doing? I meant all the tension since they built into the last 3 years has been getting better and better, and I want them. So it was a compliment. All right, Tribal Chief. But yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree with it. And I kind of said that in my answer to you, even though we said it differently. But nonetheless, yeah, I think the Tribal Chief has really kind of put himself in this position. Now what happens? He looks desperate. He looks like he just lost his 2 cousins. They get the last laugh tonight. Where does this go? How, a wounded animal is almost always the most dangerous of animals. So we definitely have a wounded Tribal Chief. What comes next? How do they go about it? Do you think Roman Reigns is going to have his title on the line in Money in the Bank? I'm a little doubtful here, Kyle. To be 100% honest with you, I don't think so. I do not think so. What's up with the 3 titles, Matt L? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Listen, I understand some people are going to talk about it, but the other 2 almost become like trophies, right? They're keepsakes, like him bringing them around. It reminds me of like Owen bringing the Slammy everywhere, even though it didn't make sense. Here comes Taya Valkyrie with her new attitude and her Matrix makeover. I love Taya Valkyrie. I want her to be on Dynamite more and do something with a little more substance. The crowd chants, "You deserve it" at Roman after the show. Yeah, for sure, Aaron. That's how the crowd felt. It's like I said, he's in such. People are so into the characters right now. They're like, Roman comes out. They know the shtick. They know he's going to demand to be acknowledged. And they're popping and they're loud. But at the same time, they're still thrilled when he gets kicked in the face. Because even though they acknowledge and they're enjoying what he's bringing to the table, at the end of the day, they still know he's the bad guy. And they still want to see Jimmy or Jay get over on him. They wanted to see Sammy get over on him. It works, and it works really well. And you saw our reaction, and it works. It's exciting. And a lot of people, if you watched that segment, I don't know how you could walk away and say, you know what? SmackDown sucks. I don't even know why I watched that. I don't get it. Was there a lot of fluff to tonight? Yeah, the whole show, like I said, the whole show felt like styrofoam popcorn. And we were just digging through it to get to what we really wanted. But the show went fast. I mean, like I said, the pace of the show didn't drag. Even if we didn't love what we were getting, it kind of moved. I was okay with it overall. But right now, I got Taya Valkyrie in the ring. and completely in control. I have to leave now, but thank you, KJ and Nick, for making this content every day and being the best YouTube channel ever. And the only one I'm subscribed to that streams every night. BDW, thank you, thank you, thank you. We do cover more live wrestling than everyone else. It's not just a gimmick, it's the actuality, and we have a ball doing it. So we appreciate any second anybody ever spends here. Have yourself a wonderful night. It started with Roman and Jay. It should end with Roman and Jay, with Jay ending Roman's 1000. I still think it's going to be Cody, Tribal Chief. I still think this drags out to WrestleMania 40. We eventually get it, but I completely agree with you. I don't hate the idea of it coming full circle to Jay. It will be, like I said, the times right now with this story is going to be extremely interesting. Where does it go? What does he take them out? Does he get new members? Because what changes? How does the dynamic change with this story if Roman shows up with two more heavies? If he finds two more members of the Bloodline? What about Solo's little brother, or their little brother? There's other aspects to this. I still want to see Rikishi get involved in some way, shape, or form. I don't expect him to have a big match, but I mean, it would be very, he's mad at the Usos and he beats up Rikishi. Right? Leave him a little bloody, maybe. Let's get aggressive. But I think it's lots to unfold here. It's got layers and layers, as we always joke. I'm all for it. Female jobber 53. Yeah. If Roman is going to bring new members to the Bloodline, the first he should look is in NXT. I think Roman has a cousin there. I don't know if he's at NXT yet. I'm pretty sure he's part of he might be part of the NIL program, or he might be going through the development. But yes, there is another Uso out there. If Roman Reigns is going to bring new members, I got that one, folks. Keep the chat coming. Keep it alive. I still see almost 40 people hanging out late on this Friday night. We are approaching 3 hours live. My buddy Big Nick will be back, and we will be rolling along. Taya Valkyrie just picked up a win, so she's got a little more of a heel attitude. She's not happy about Statlander having the belt, but the problem is I don't see heel Taya taking the belt back, or getting the belt. Do you think The Rock will get involved anytime soon in some shape or form? How does that sound to you? I don't know, because the problem with The Rock in all this is that he overshadows so much. So now at this point in the story, yeah, we could get to a point where The Rock steps in and says you're ruining, but The Rock's not really going to take over the Bloodline. So does that end up becoming the death of the Bloodline? How does it work out? Does Roman get the win? He should. We will see. We will see. Either way, I thought the finish to SmackDown tonight was absolutely epic. Big Dog, I'm with you, man. Like I said, those are those moments where you can separate the reality from the fantasy. You can be a little bit of a dreamer. You can get caught up in the show. And right now, yeah, I mean, Dynamite was great this week. I enjoyed Dynamite a lot for a lot of different reasons, but again, that was so epic. But now I got Jeff Jarrett and friends coming out. This is going to be highly entertaining, folks. How you doing? Some love from the chat to the chat. I like it. I like it. I like it. He asked for no. This angle with Roman. I mean, it turns out like He had everything, and he said it. He was confident. He was arrogant. You know, he was everything you expect out of the dominant heel, and he anticipated that Jay would drop in line without any issue, and he was wrong. He was wrong, and it's unfortunate for him. I mean, fortunate for everyone else, but man, like extremely well played. It really was extremely well played. Oh, Big Nick. Oh, Big Nick. Bubba, who's excited for this match on Rampage? I'm curious who's excited. Papa Briscoe, Aubrey the referee, and Mark Briscoe. It hurts my heart. It does. It does kind of hurt my heart. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't, guys. It's I think Mark Briscoe could have done so much more than this. And I really think they missed something. And when people go, well, you know, when the tribalism breaks out between the two shows, each show has its blemishes. This is a blemish. This is not good. This is not what you want. Like, Mark Briscoe's highly talented. Some of the other people involved in this are talented, but here we got Aubrey making her debut. Can't wait to hear Nick get in on the Aubrey talk. Karen Jarrett looks like she's been seeing Charlotte. Big dog, big dog. Yeah, no, this match should not be happening. It shouldn't be happening. Shouldn't be a thing. We shouldn't have to subject ourselves to it. Waste of airtime. Beyond excited. Thrilled. I have to go with the newest women's wrestler in AEW. Yeah, I have a feeling that the Briscoes and Aubrey are going to take the W here. Steve Paul, thank you. We love what we do, and we appreciate anybody. Like I said, you even spend a second watching us. We greatly appreciate it. Imagine Solo betraying Roman and then at Survivor Series allow Dean or Mox to come back with Tony's permission to WWE for a short-term deal to build up the Usos and Solo versus the Chief. Tribal Chief, we could imagine that all we wanted. But I have a feeling that Mox has kind of burned that bridge down and then bled all over it. So, yeah, I mean, what an epic storyline one day in a land far, far away. But not today.
Speaking of far, far away,
far away, God.
Well, I was going to halfway say, speaking of things that shouldn't be happening, shouldn't be on a TV screen, as things not happening on a TV screen, as KJ's taking a pause for the cause of he's feeling, I guess, how I was of we've got Aubrey out here. She's just wearing a cutoff ref shirt. Like, do you own no other clothing besides striped shirts? What? But we still have literally the ref is watching this. How, Aubrey, you're the ref. How are you distracting the ref from watching this as we're going to picture in picture as we have Satnam, Sanjay, I Am Groot, Jeff Jarrett all stomping on Mark Briscoe. And this is nothing but pure TNA 2007 booking 100% right now of Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, Sanjay Dutt versus Papa Briscoe, Mark Briscoe, and Aubrey, who gives a fuck referee. Aubrey Clydesdale, like, I guess I always wondered what BoJack Horseman would look like as a fucking professional wrestler. And apparently now I know. But just why is this happening on my screen? And for every good thing that Tony does, whether it be making Collision, you've got, CM Punk back, all of that. we get, why is this a fucking thing? Wasn't Satnam a former basketball player? Didn't he play for like the Dallas Mavericks and everything, or was at least drafted by them? And he's trying to play defense on Aubrey from fucking getting around him. And this man played the weakest fucking defense I've ever seen. No wonder you didn't make it in the fucking league. Why? Sorry. But right now, I've got Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal in the ring as I'm in picture. And if anyone has any sort of opinion, any sort of a take on this match, or any justification as why this should be, why this is something that after watching what we watched on SmackDown, this is the comparable. This is pro wrestling, right? According to certain AEW fans. What the Bloodline does is just nothing but cinematic, over dramatic. No one cares. It's all overdone with Roman Reigns. But this right now, according to some people out there, is the epitome of professional wrestling. This is 100% where it's at. Steve Paul, respect what you do, brother. I appreciate you, my guy. 100%. I appreciate anybody that's been here, whether you've been here for 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 seconds, all of that. I constantly joke of whether you're a wrestling fan or not, give us 30 seconds. We'll turn you into at least a fan of us. If the wrestling may suck, but we never do. So regardless of how you feel, whether you hate that we've got Aubrey and Karen Jarrett in a match, or if you're one of the few people that still think that there's an issue with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline storyline, we got you covered all the way around, lad. This is not Sparta, lad. Rampage had Will Ospreay. Yes, it did, Aaron. And then it went from Will Ospreay. So let's look at Rampage right now. We went from Will Ospreay. We went from United Empire versus Chaos to Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Karen Angle versus Papa Briscoe, Mark Briscoe, and Aubrey. What a juxtaposition that is to literally go from arguably the best match you could have on the show to undoubtedly the worst match you could have on the show. And we have Chris Jericho on commentary. Hallelujah. Thank God. I'm so glad that I'm talking over this fucking idiot on commentary. But I've got the hot tag and a Papa Briscoe right now. And imagine though still, and I'm not even knocking that we have Papa Briscoe in a match. Imagine if we had this involved with, we were having Jay Briscoe going after Samoa Joe, with the TV title of that. We had, Papa Briscoe come out. He either celebrates with him or we had Papa Briscoe, gets involved in the match, what have you. That's one thing versus this is a fucking nothing match that means next to nothing and is literally involving, let's see, at least 2 people or at least 3 people that aren't active pro wrestlers. And one who should be working backstage in his actual role, as we've got to tag into Aubrey. And where is Joey Styles with the cat fight? Because we've got Karen Angle, Karen Jarrett, and Aubrey just literally rolling around because they don't know how to do any actual professional wrestling. We've just got the over-the-shoulder hair pull because when you're a female wrestler, that is the only move you know how to do besides a roll-up. Oh, we've got the chair. And again, in front of the referee. Referee, fucking stop them. Do something. Grab the fucking guitar or something. Act like there's actual rules involved in this. Please, something here. Is this a no DQ match? Did I miss where this was announced as a no DQ match here? Are we going to get... This is how we're going to end this. We're going to end this with the justification of Aubrey hits Karen with a chair shot, but Jay Lethal steps in the way. Sorry, with the guitar spot. Why is Aubrey still... This is halfway confusing, though. She's out here wearing a fucking cut-off ref shirt. She's out here looking like she's, the ringside enforcer versus a competitor in the match here. Speaking of who's not looking like a competitor in this matchup, we've got Satnam I Am Groot over there on the ring apron. And the distraction of Aubrey hits Jay Lethal with the guitar shot. Broke all chair, never drew a dime. Karen Jarrett goes for the stroke. Aubrey with a fucking terrible ass. Is she setting up for the figure 4?
Of course she is.
What in the Rudy Blue? Why? Karen Jarrett in all of the latex BDSM fucking attire she's wearing out here taps out to, I don't even want to call it the figure 4. It's not even the figure 3 or a figure 2. It's a figure 1. She taps out literally before
it always has
to lock in.
It always has been a finisher known with the Horseman.
You know what I say to this match? I say what Aubrey would say. I say nay.
Mm-hmm. This is why. Oh, wait, the ref's like, where did all these broken bits? It's like fucking Happy Gilmore, bro. Oh, I was just picking up. I was just trying to look for the other pieces of this bottle. There's some.
Well, even then, still, if you're competing in the match, why are you wearing your referee attire? Are you officiating and in this match at the same time?
Confused. Yeah, I don't get it. Should you not? Do you not own another T-shirt? Oh, big hug, Papa. No, maybe that's the new storyline.
Hey, I've got Stat and I've got Taya, and this has the makings to be a good match. Granted, Taya, so far it could be just her matches with Jade has not been on a hot streak when it comes to her booking in AEW, but
Jennifer Tilly,
her versus Stat has pay-per-view written all over it to me versus Rampage.
You're not wrong at all, Nick.
Oh, next week. So when you're here for Dynamite, it looks like you're going to get Statlander versus Taya.
Interesting, but that's the thing is I don't see Taya winning. I don't know what she does. And then does she just float into the abyss of, the way other wrestlers have?
Well, that's the habitual thing when it comes to AEW is we'll bring on all these WWE wrestlers. We have nothing as far as storyline or anything that we can really push them creative. But hey, see, we signed them. They work for us now, right? So you should like it. Jesus fuck here looks like Jennifer Tilly a little bit. I halfway with her.
I'm okay
with her pale. I feel like she looked like a little bit like if you remember the Michael Keaton Batman movie, like when the Joker's out there, like suntan and everything. She looked a little bit like that with the giant sunglasses.
Worse than Vince himself. I don't know what that's in reference to, Aaron. Do you? I wasn't here.
I don't know.
Nick, I saw 90.
I saw nigh. The end is nigh. Time to run away.
Nigh. No, he said knee. I saw knee.
We are the knights that say knee. We demand a shrubbery.
Right.
We demand a subscriber.
What are you thinking so far tonight? Well, we're thinking that SmackDown did really well. I mean, I think I'm stuck at an 8 on it, though.
What?
Yeah.
I don't. To me, how do you not? It's so weird because that whole last segment, that whole last half hour, that last 20 minutes carried the entire show.
Yeah.
And granted, that's not saying that the rest of the show was bad. The rest of the show moved at a good clip. To not give it a 10, I guess I give it a 9.5 of like, honestly, so that means you out, and so am I.
Right.
And then super kick to Roman like that. You're telling me that's not a moment that's going to get replayed incessantly. That's now a moment that is itched in professional wrestling fans' minds.
Completely in agreement with that. Yes, you're not wrong. It is absolutely true. I really think that that's what's going to happen. But as amazing as that segment was, it was a weird night. Like LA Knight takes a loss. I didn't like the match, didn't like the loss. EO gets a win, but it's kind of similar. Like everything was a precursor to that show. Like I love the show. right?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing stopping me from giving it a 9 or a 9.5 or even a 10 would just be all we needed was one other solid match in there somewhere that I was like, okay, I'm good with this. I mean, the Gauntlet match wasn't terrible. I kind of enjoyed it. But yeah, I just needed like clean up a little bit of the other segments, make them not completely nothing.
Oh, well, I'll give you that. It's one of those, you just needed something to justify a high rating outside of the Bloodline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough.
CM Punk wins the Owen Cup. Ooh, juicy. I like that. That's not bad.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Larry's letting us know he's AFK. Well, Larry, how are you commenting if you're AFK? But anyways, Facts Nick SmackDown gets a 10 to the 10th power for that last bit. But that shouldn't also, with that being said, like you said, if that shouldn't be the deciding factor. 20 minutes does not make a wrestling show.
Right? And that's the tricky part, right? And that's where I just pull back just a little bit on it. Like, I mean, I think it did really, really well. 8.5. I feel like it is a really big coin flip. If someone told me they like Dynamite better than SmackDown this week, I'd be like, okay. If someone told me they like SmackDown more than Dynamite, I'd be like, I get it. Like, they both had really good shows this week. I'm pretty happy about that. And I hope we got one more in up our sleeve tomorrow.
Oh, I was going to say, well, speaking of up our sleeves, we've got Mark Henry, Don Fallis, and Takeshita right now on my screen. And this literally looks like he's setting up a fucking like Tekken match or something right now. Like, what the fuck?
I gave it a generous 7. The show, other than the Gauntlet match and the segment, it wasn't a very interesting night. The last segment alone was a 50 out of 10. All right. You know what, though? And I will say this. The reason why it wasn't like a 6, or it was the fact that even though there wasn't a lot of meat on the bones for the lot of the show, it wasn't boring. It all happened very quick. We kind of got to the point.
But you missed your moment there of it's time for the main event.
I'm behind you on Rampage, so I'm still got Callis talking away.
Oh, you don't have to speak up. Well, I'm right now just getting nothing but advertisements here for Collision, which we will be here 100% of. We've got everything from CM Punk, we've got the Acclaimed, we've got Miro in action, we've got Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue. Who gives a fuck about you? Versus the Christ, why am I blanking on Ruby Soho and Tony Storms?
Mariah stepped away.
Their faction name there.
Oh, the Outcast. That's because they keep changing it, and it's
fair enough. But yeah, so we got a stacked Collision actually.
It's time for the main event.
So we're getting Bandito versus Takeshita in the main event, and this has the makings to, on paper, be a fantastic match. But yes, 100%. Make sure you be a friend, tell a friend. We will be here live. We will be here even live before Collision kicks off. So we got your pre-show cover. We got you covered when a Collision, and we even got you covered with some Brucey bonus coverage of Wrestling Revolver as well. Out here looking like Indianapolis Jones. But yeah, I'm interested to see if Collision actually goes the way of it's a different feel, a different vibe, a different type of show. We've got a different commentary team. We've got a different look of. We don't have a hard brand split, but it seems like the island of misfit toys. So it's going to be interesting to see if it gets a different feel than the rest of AEW's programming. What in the fuck is this fucking? Why do I almost need this as a painting of it? It is Callis and Takeshita. I don't know if they're the same, like, what is the mythical creature to where they're fucking a horse bottom and a fucking human top. Why am I blanking on this name?
What do you mean?
But you have both of them literally in all of the most dramatic paintings, like,
it's ridiculous.
And I think that there's the reports that AEW views Takeshita as their future big time babyface. Why?
Right.
This man's literally a fucking foot taller than Benito.
No music though. It's so crazy. No music. Just a new picture. I like it. You just hear the boo and they soak it in. I'm okay with this.
Does that make Don Callis the invisible wise man? And we just, he's the Japanese tribal chief?
Yep. He's, well, maybe not that
the Japanese elite chief?
Right. No, maybe not. But yeah, definitely getting that vibe. Now, dude, we didn't really talk about the end of Dynamite.
A Minotaur. That's what I was. No, I'm probably wrong. But anyway, sorry.
Centaur. Black Taurus.
Lucha.
Wednesday ends with like run in after run in after run in. Like, how did you feel about the end of Dynamite? Eddie's back, big pop.
I like that Eddie was back. I mean, I can't really hate on that. I like that Ospreay was back, but it's still at the same time it's too much of a good thing. I think it might have been Luna who said it on the stream on maybe Thursday of if it's Christmas every day, it doesn't feel as special.
Yeah.
So that's really the thing is it's one of those, if you give me everything I fucking want on top of it, if I get every great
chocolate
gift
on chocolate, it gets
right
at some point.
There's a reason certain treats are called death by chocolate because that can fucking happen here, folks. So if you end up with too much of a good thing, does exist.
Oh,
it's a law of diminishing returns. If I have this return and that return and that return, guess what? All three of them don't feel special anymore because guess what? I had three of them.
Yeah, you don't really get to soak in something. You're like, oh my God, Claudio, like, and you saw me like trying to cover it on Wednesday for those who were here. And it was like, it's crazy because as you're trying to soak in the Eddie Kingston moment, here comes someone else. And you're like,
right.
All right. And then here comes someone else. And you're like, okay. Like, and I loved it. Like, it was, again, I rated Dynamite high this week because you might not love it. The Jim Cornettes of the world are going to throw up all over it. But it was just entertaining. It was smash. Luna said it was Russo-esque.
Yeah, bro.
At
this point, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Khan just Scooby-Dooed us all and just he grabs himself by that curly fucking pompadour of hair and just pulls it out. And it was me, bro. It was me all along.
Right? I mean, they would be so funny. I would be the funniest shit. I'm here. What's up, Jeff?
What? Oh, well, Big Dog's here clarifying for us here of KJ is the advocate, Nick is the wise man. Why? Minotaur, that's what I was looking for. Minotaur is half man, half bull. Centaur is half bull, half horse. What? I think it's
Black Taurus
is half man, half horse. So Big Dog is our, I guess, Wendigo / mythical creature expert. You are a fact checker on.
He's a Googler extraordinaire.
Yeah, I was gonna say Google does wonders.
Right.
I'll tell you what, I'll Google it. So see, at least he admits it. So I can't even be mad. You admitted it.
Ding.
You can have that. Not even what I'm.
Right. Not even a little bit.
Right.
I don't want to say it again, but would you bring? Oh no, Mick. We're not going to click on that. Dun, dun. Sorry, Mick.
Mick, I'll just answer you and no.
Fair enough.
Long story short, story short, no.
In the simplest of forms, not today.
Right. Sometimes it happens in all walks of life. If when you fuck up, you fuck up. So,
right. Congratulations on 2K. Thank you, Chef. We appreciate it. We appreciate you being a part of that 2K. And it's been a trip, man. It's been fun.
And if you're not, then help us on our way to 3K.
Yeah, let's go.
Yo, I was there. It's sick.
Right? Where were you?
Where were you?
Where were you?
Where were you, Batman? Where are they?
PM, do you know where your kids are? And that's if you
they're here watching. I got that. I was gonna say they're here watching wrestling with us. That's
right. Bandito in control of Takeshka right now. It's funny. We went from like that epic moment of like the end of SmackDown, and then we transition into like Aubrey and the bunch, and now we're, no offense to Bandito and Takeshka, but it's quite a bit of a drop off.
Well, no, you had your moment. You took there and you took all the momentum, and you had it with Ospreay and United Empire and all of that. That was good and everything. And then, you know, just I'm like Vic's favor rub. I'm gonna take everything cold off you. Literally just gonna turn around and we're gonna get Karen Angle and Aubrey and not Hepburn in a fucking wrestling match.
Right?
It's like
she won. She won. We can't get Mark Briscoe to get a W, but
she may have won, but we all as a society and as a human civilization lost in that situation.
You know, there's people out there right now tweeting like, "You're amazing. You did so good. It was such a great match." Rampage 10 beat SmackDown again.
And those people are delusional, delirious, or I was about to say something else, but I caught myself. I'm gonna say they're differently abled.
And, moving on. Speaking of differently abled, Minotaur is the bull half on top, not the bottom. Now we're talking about tops and bottoms. What we saw in the pause, yeah, absolutely pause. Painting is a fawn, half man, half goat. Okay, now we're getting deep here. That was a centaur. I thought it was a centaur. Half man, half horse.
Mortal Kombat are we doing right now?
We need a still frame, folks. We need we need to get
I
a
just
picture.
need that on my wall.
Why do you want to see that on your wall? Like,
for the sake of saying I have it as a painting on my wall.
AEW treasures.
More.
10 years from now,
and
AEW treasures.
Raven, nevermore. Of I want to see it, nevermore. Of I still just want to say I own a print or something of that.
Right? Can you see right now?
It's
AEW
beautifully
treasure.
terrible.
And
it's like watching a 10-mile car crash. It's beautifully
negotiating. Nick negotiating with Keith Lee, like over this Don Callis painting. I need it.
Why am I debating with Keith Lee?
I was trying to think of like AJ Lee on the one show, Keith, like, WWE treasures, AEW treasures.
Oh, fair enough. All right. Well, that's AJ Francis. All right, we're good. Flop dollar versus, yeah. All right, we got that.
What are you doing with my painting?
I want it on my wall.
Nick,
no, this is when you get Shrek to just grab that and you know, like that'll ever happen, and he just wipes his ass with.
Nick, pause. There you go.
Fair enough.
We are rolling through, folks. We're coming up on 3.5 hours live, and we got about 7 minutes left of Rampage. We are in the main event, Takeshka and Bandito, and we will see how this all rounds out tonight. But what a crazy night of action.
Right? It's such a juxtaposition, I would say, of
I like the painting.
I like that painting. That's a nice painting. See, I'm donkey. I like that boulder. That's a nice boulder.
I thought you said colon. Pause.
But it's such a juxtaposition of literally you go from a SmackDown that realistically it did a lot of things we didn't expect it was going to do. And it certainly ended with something we didn't expect it was going to do. To Rampage, that's doing a lot of shit we expected it to do.
It's doing just a lot of stuff. Not a bad episode.
That's AEW as a fucking company. It's just doing a lot of things. No one knows what's going on, but it's doing a lot of fucking things.
Right? I mean, like, oh, well, Takeshka's way bigger than Bandito.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's like, Bandito would make Rey Mysterio look like a fucking mouse, and yet he looks like a little fucking hobbit next to Takeshka.
Right. When is Wrestling Revolver? Wrestling Revolver is at the same time as Collision tomorrow night. We will be here live for both. It's going to be a fun one, folks. A Saturday night special. The Saturday night streams are always fun. And like Nick always says, be a friend, tell a friend. Make sure you get as many people over to this stream. Help us celebrate 3K sooner than later.
Yeah, absolutely. Help us get the 3K.
Yeah.
Right. And even then, speaking of Moxley, speaking of AEW, we're going to have Moxley on Wrestling Revolver. How interesting are we going to have John Moxley on Wrestling Revolver going head to head? We're having AEW wrestlers head to head against the debut of your AEW, your new show with CM Punk. We're having other AEW wrestlers going literally head to head. But Tony Khan's a fucking genius. He's got a master plan. No, Tony Khan's a fucking mark that doesn't know what he's doing.
We've got to be nuts to do this shit. Yes. I concur.
Not debatable.
Here's a thought for you. I wonder if Jay and Jimmy versus Solo and Roman at Money in the Bank. I think that thought too. I just don't know.
Have you ever had a thought that you think I had?
Fuck. Dude, I think that if they book this as a tag match, Roman and Solo have to win.
Yes. If they book it as a singles match, if they book it as a fucking handicap match of Heyman's on Roman and Solo's side, if they book it as a 3-on-1, if they book it as, Heyman's the special guest referee, any way that they book this, Roman has to come out on the victory here. You can't have the Usos win out here, especially in the initial confrontation.
Right.
Otherwise, it's over.
Yeah. And I mean, it would be really interesting. I mean, now is it going to be Jay? Is it going to be Jimmy? How's this work out? Where does this all go? And like I said, when you were on your pause, it's got layers. And we joke about it all the time now that it's the Shrek storyline of wrestling. There's so many options, so many layers.
You said that, and I had to.
Right? That's all you.
And in the morning, we're making waffles, have some apple martinis, and reflect on the farm painting over the fireplace while swapping manly stories. Yeah, we're going to stay up late, talking manly stories.
Donkey. Congrats on 2Ks, fellas. Tony, thank you. We greatly appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's crazy cool, and we're so grateful.
Right, we got nothing but layers around here.
Nothing but layers.
Mick, you can't see me. No, you're not John Cena. We can see you.
We can
see you. You're not Drax of if I just stay completely Oh, Bandito.
JR, let's go for it all, says JR. Fuck it, kill each other. That's right? Like JR's like, I don't know. We've done everything else.
But the back spring. Goes for the suplex, and Takeshita rolls out and lands on his feet. But you're telling me though that Nigel, Kevin Kelly, JR on a commentary team is not going to embarrass Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and with all due respect, Taz. You were the human suplex machine, now you're the human meatball machine. But
do you think that is part of why there is no hard split in the roster, that he's going to make sure that there is a fail-safe if he doesn't want? If he goes full brand split, then the comparable's right there, A versus B. Now, if you leave it open and you smudge a little,
he fucking planted that man. Poison Rana by Bandito, and Takeshita literally just took that on the top of his skull. Like, there is no debating. Even the refs, like, you good, dude? Like, how many fingers am I holding up? No, it's not 4. It's not 8. It's 2.
Right? He wouldn't know that anyway.
Right. But no, to me, it's I'll take
yours
the
or ours
as to why they're not having the draft, why they're not having the brand split, why they're not having anything, because then he would have to acknowledge that these guys are going to that show because they don't get along with those guys on that show.
True.
So I think we're going to see an unofficial brand split. That's why it's still the Island of Misfit Toys. That's why JR is on commentary over there. Mm-hmm. That's why Nigel's on commentary over there, because they don't mesh well. They don't blend well with Excalibur and all of that.
Yeah, how many times has JR taken heat over the years, right? Like for a shitty set.
We're calling it what it is, honestly.
Well, that just don't make any sense. Oh, come on, JR. You don't get it. No.
No,
JR
he's
gets
just
it.
honest.
Right? Like
Yeah,
I watched like a doc on Pat Patterson. And I just imagine Pat Patterson being like backstage at AEW and being like, "Come here, fellas, let me tell you how this should go." And then them being like, "No, thank you, we're good."
I never dare have a woman stab me. That's still the best Pat Patterson,
right?
But so Takeshita
This match
picks
is
up
still
the 1,
fucking
2,
going.
3. No, I just got Takeshita pick
Okay,
up
you're
the
getting
1, 2,
it
3,
now.
and then
Okay,
you
it's
get
been
the
a long
little,
match.
just a little spooky of like I look into the hard cam ominously, and then we cut to end of show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Boston, it's been a good match. I just feel like long, and I feel like I've seen 17 finishers. Am I
No,
wrong? Like, I feel
see,
like, what the fuck?
it was a good match. The biggest thing that took away from it is the fucking turd sandwich in the middle of that. If they tried to sit there and sneak by some bullshit, and then we just got stuck watching it, and that ruined the first match that went on before, and then the second match that went on after it.
Right. No, I completely agree with you. Rampage, I mean, it was quick. I mean, we had some good stuff in there. Again, kind of an average Rampage, nothing crazy. So it is what it is. Undertaker is coming for you. He's going to make a casket for you. Oh yes, rest in peace. Should I have done that in the Paul voice?
Oh yeah!
Oh wow! No, you're like, I got a lot of voices. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! But well, I was like, is that halfway in like 1, 2, Mick is coming for you?
Maybe.
Why don't you need to do the rest in peace?
Well, yeah, folks, we're gonna take a rating out of 10 on the Rampage show that we just watched. If you didn't give us a rating for SmackDown, we'll take that as well. Tale of two shows. It was a decent for a Rampage. If you're grading on a scale, it was a decent Rampage. But again, you come off that like that roller coaster ride that was the end of SmackDown. You're just like, this just doesn't feel the same.
I want to ask ratings, and I also, because especially at least we're at the end of the week now. Granted, I can't even fully say this because we've got the debut of Collision after this. Yes, 100%.
I was like, oh, I love this movie.
Well, yeah, but you have to kind of cancel it because of fucking Kevin Spacey here. But at the same time, I know we have the debut of Collision, so that's the outlier here. So outside of ratings, what also would be your show of the week? That not moment of the week, that if you had to go back and watch a wrestling show, a weekly episode tonight, what would you go back and watch?
It's funny because I went to put this in the community survey for the channel, and I held off because I forgot. There's one more show this week.
That's outlaw. That's the debut. You can't judge it on the debut.
I'm not gonna bob and weave. I'm not gonna dodge this this cue from my buddy. I think honestly, it's neck and neck between SmackDown and Dynamite. Almost for similar reasons, but I mean, from start to finish, Dynamite was more entertaining. But the absolute best thing of the week, by far, was that segment with the Bloodline.
So, did SmackDown have a moment that equaled Jericho and Sting, even though Jericho sat there and said, I don't want to work with Sting, and Jericho out there in the go-go, like, my house just dropped on the Wicked Witch of the Northwest out there, boots and everything. To me, show of the week is SmackDown. Granted, I could be biased because I wasn't here for it. Everything.
And that's what I said, Nick, not to interrupt you, but I think that's what I feel is like, if you tell me that you thought SmackDown was better and then a couple people in the chat say Dynamite, I could see both. Like, I'm really playing Cody Rhodes on this one right now. Like,
so what do you guys want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about? Yeah, I'm really on the fence. I'm definitely playing a tweener. And it's good. That's good news because that means Dynamite showed out. again, maybe it's just it was a little too messy, a little too chaotic, a little too much bullshit. But I mean, we had a lot of cool shit happen. Like, fuck.
Right.
That match, Adam Cole and MJF, bro. Man, I'm almost bummed we didn't call that together because it was a wicked match.
Well,
and I
that's
never
the
asked
thing.
you about the finish.
Well, I was going to say, are you bummed that because of the way that the finish went
I loved it.
This is no, I understand that.
Yeah.
But because playing into, as we were talking about, the commentary team of that does paint part of the picture when it comes to pro wrestling. Of as much as this was a Roman Jimmy J segment, Heyman played an integral part in this. So
yeah, no,
I was just going to say, so the commentary team, I feel, played an integral part in the Adam Cole MJF story and didn't live up to their end of the bargain.
Yeah, and listen, I shot from the hip on this. I mean, we always do that. We're live reacting. Sometimes when we go back, we rethink. We've recanted and rephrased before, and I'm not doing that here at all. But for me, my opinion was I want the JR moment. We got 5 seconds. We get like that losing your emotion. We got 4. Right. We got 3. He's not gonna make it. 1, 2. Oh, that's the bell. And I listened to Bully Ray and Dave LaGreca, and they were saying, you know what? We love the fact that they never mentioned it. It was just like out of left field. And that's fine. I mean, they've been in the ring way more than I have. But for me, as a viewer, I think the build, the storytelling, you want that excitement. You need somebody pushing the envelope. And for me, that's where the ending fell flat. When Taz goes, what was that? I don't want that. You should instantly acknowledge it if you didn't acknowledge it prior.
100% of, I get what you're saying of Bully's got more in ring than any of us, but it's still to me of if you're trying to convey the storyline, you're trying to convey a story and everything, it should be one of those. If it would even be like if it was one of us, and that's like what you said with some of the stuff at times I wish we could just like, no matter what's going on, we're calling this and everything. But it's one of those of like you'd want someone of like, we've got 8, 9, 10, and then he's down to 2 seconds or whatever, and we're getting the count, and then he just misses out, and you get somebody that's just like, God damn it, like. Yeah. And just loses their mind and gets passionate behind some of this shit, because that's the thing is no one feels fucking passionate about any of this. It just feels like we're just rolling through the motions here.
Yeah, don't report the wrestling. You don't sell the wrestling. Don't report it. And that's the difference.
You're painting, like you said it before, and I think we've both talked about it. If you're painting the emotion that the audience should feel, is 100%. And we've even seen it with this, of even how we go with it at times. Certain people that are watching everything, they tend to go with us because that's the picture that we've painted of sell people on the fucking storyline of that good goddamn it heel, that fucking son of a bitch MJF. He sat there and just dodged it, all the way to the last second.
And then what the babyface announcer, if there is such a thing, on that particular panel, is that like, okay, so when Adam Cole's asking, you want Taz to be like, give it to him, give him the 5 minutes. And then when he doesn't, then you have whoever's cheering for Adam Cole to get that 5 minutes to then express the disappointment, because then you're going along for that emotional ride with the guy of like, give it to him. Oh, you saw.
But see, is that one thing that's missing? And I know WWE at times has had it, and they've also stepped away from it. Of even when you have that babyface commentator and you have that heel commentator, of you have one that you have both sides getting played, and you paint both angles of the story, so you get a full picture, versus literally just it needs to be this way, or even. Should the commentating team be sitting there with their fucking hands underneath their legs and everything like that, or underneath their ass, while we're getting down to the final seconds of a title eliminator, of this is deciding a contendership for your world title, and everybody's ho-hum about it? Like, no, you need to be fucking invested.
Yeah, you want the crowd to have that moment of like, it's like when your soccer team, kicks the ball over the net in a kick out, in a penalty shootout. I made that sound like I never watched sports before. But like when they brick one or put one off the post and you have that like head throwback moment, that's kind of what you want. And where Bully was like, well, they made everyone forget about it. Yeah, but the minute you got that ding ding and then everyone kind of paused, that's not, they should have, you don't want the fan base to forget about a key component to the plot.
I was going to say, I don't know any NBA game, any NFL game, any NHL game, or anything like that, to where we're getting down to the final seconds and it's a tight game and it's a close-knit game. And I'm just so glad that the commentary team let me know that I couldn't tell whether it was the first quarter, the third period, the fucking any of that. No, I want to know that it's getting down to the fucking nitty-gritty of, you want that moment to where whether you get that last second goal score, you get that last second big stop and everything like that. That's what sells everything that fucking led up to that.
Hard to hit a fucking buzzer beater. Right? What? Hard to hit a buzzer beater with no clock, eh?
Right, exactly. Literally, if I don't know what the fucking shot clock's at, when the fuck am I supposed to shoot?
No, I mean, and it's valid. I mean, it's the same thing. We always do the MMA comparable, and it'd be like watching a fight, and it's like, ding, ding. You're like, oh, okay.
Right. Ding, ding. All right. Ding, ding. Wait, what the fuck just happened?
So, yeah, no, I mean, that was where I thought they could have done all right. But I love the fact that they went 20 minutes. The fact that Adam Cole showed up and showed out. MJF showed up and showed out. For people who criticize MJF in the ring, don't sleep on that guy. He puts out bangers. And the finish to the match. I hate that
term, by the way.
I know, but it's stuck in my fucking vernacular right now.
That's that Scottish in you that's just stuck in you.
It's stuck. We'll move on. Like it'll get worked out. Something else will push it out.
Pause. But no, I think it was a fantastic match, a fantastic way to end it. Horrible way, creatively, booking wise, to announcer wise, if you want to put it that way, of to sell the finish, to build up the anticipation of. He just hit the super kick or whatever, and he's got all of 10 seconds to sit there and lock up the pin. Of build up the fucking suspense.
Yeah, just a wee bit.
I love watching movies to where they don't tell me at all why I should give a shit.
Where like the bomb's about to explode, but nobody knows why.
There's no countdown clock. There's no nothing.
It could be in 10 seconds.
It was great when you never had that countdown clock or anything going on in it and everything.
It's not wrong. Impact was top. Listen, Aaron. Listen, my guy. Respectfully, even Miss Luna Havoc said it wasn't the best of Impact. So I'm gonna call a little BS on that one.
It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times.
Aaron's working from the bottom up. My bad. Impact, Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown. Rampage. What?
What?
Wait, Aaron.
Is that just in order of procession of like order what you watch?
Order in the order I watched.
We had Raw on Monday. I was here for Dynamite on Wednesday.
Right?
Like, no, that's not how this works.
No. The final Dynamite segment was most outstanding segment this week, simply because nobody saw any of it coming, and TK hasn't booked like that. Bloodline has been pointing in this direction. Valid point, C-Money. Like, I mean, in the sense that we got Eddie Kingston. We got, who else did we get? We got Will Ospreay. There was someone else in there, I feel.
Takeshita
showed up. So a whole lot of shaking going on. It wasn't as epic as
a whole lot of shake, no fucking bake.
Your shake, I'm bake. Let's go.
So I'm John C. Reilly, or am I Will Ferrell? What?
I think I'm John C. Reilly in this picture. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm
on one hand, I love you and I respect you, C-Money, but I strongly disagree.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a tough one this week. And I could see where some fans would be okay.
You got sold on a lot of lights shiny. Like, what did any of that fucking deliver?
Well, I mean, it sets up Ospreay and Kenny for Forbidden Door. I mean, that's exciting. You set up Cesaro and Eddie. Eddie deserves
which you
that
should
title.
do on Ring of Honor, not Dynamite.
I agree with that, but I'm just telling you
what
he
did.
All right,
so I'm 2 for 2 on things that shouldn't have happened there that did.
Wait, what was the first one that shouldn't have happened?
Ospreay and Omega, like that's already set up. Of like you're gonna do that in a throwaway. You're gonna do that in a throwaway. You did that in a throwaway moment.
It wasn't a throwaway moment. Why is it a throwaway moment?
We did it at the end of a fucking 6-man tag match that shouldn't have already happened because we already had people getting super kicked with exploding shoes and everything like that. Like, where do we go past that? So no, we just have a regular 6-man tag match, and that's where everybody shows up now.
Yeah, but I mean, Will Ospreay isolated in the situation. I mean, the last thing we see going off the air is the main event of your big pay-per-view coming up, Ospreay and Kenny.
You think that's the main event? You think that's the main event?
I think so.
I'll tell you right now, what I think is the main event.
Oh, sorry. I think is a match Daniel and the Rainmaker. Fair enough.
Absolutely, that's the main event.
Fair enough.
Because you have Kazuchika Okada, who's a wrestling god, versus Daniel Bryan, who is the GOAT. But, a goat to a god is a sacrifice.
I don't know. It might be Ospreay Kenny. But nonetheless, one of the biggest matchups coming for your pay-per-view. And that's how you went off the air. So I do think that was not a throwaway moment in any way, shape, or form. Ospreay laid out Kenny. It's beautiful.
So if we're going on moments, if that's what you're saying is that's what sold you on Dynamite. So we're going that moment versus...
I wasn't even
so super kicking Roman Reigns is not the same as Kenny Omega and Ospreay.
No, like I said, I said SmackDown was a bigger moment. It's the biggest moment of the week by far. I was just supporting our chat member here and giving him a little this positive love of I was just like, we're good, bro. Like, I mean, it was a big moment. It definitely was not a throwaway moment. It was chaotic. But Eddie came back. I mean, that was kind of sentimental and loving, but there was nothing bigger than the Bloodline this week.
Fair enough.
SmackDown with the Bloodline implosion segment, show of the week, KJ and Nick, 4M friends.
Or he's asking for a medium order of fries.
Yep. Ooh, sounds fucking excellent, actually.
My guy, I'm eyeballing shit right beside me.
Right.
But so you clicked on something that Big Dog said, and I couldn't remember.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, this
I don't know. Sorry, but if you think any of the shows top SmackDown this week, especially with the Bloodline segment that went down, you seriously need to check the expiration date on your vitamins. What?
They don't.
You said it, not me.
Right. Again, I mean, that's I don't think that's really deniable. I really don't. I mean, I think for me, the hard part of this debate between Dynamite and SmackDown this week is the fact that I think more segments on Rampage were exciting and better than we got on SmackDown.
Fair enough. But just correction, because you said Rampage, but you mean Dynamite.
Yeah, Rampage didn't give me anything I really care about.
Well, that's the thing is it really comes down to the biggest moment this week in professional wrestling.
It's
outside of, as far as in-ring, outside of, CM Punk, I guess, interviewing on ESPN that it was going to tear the locker room asunder that didn't do anything. The Bloodline segment was the most important thing. It's a question, excuse me, of if from top to bottom, if Dynamite was the better show versus SmackDown being the better show, regardless of the segment. That's the thing, is you almost have to differentiate between
it's hard
segment and show.
It's hard to do that. That's the trickiest part, right? A lot of folks kicking around saying good night. MJF versus Adam Cole is match of the year candidate. It's true. That's going to be a nominee on the half year for lifeies. It has to be. That was
I still like the elbow pad. I want that elbow pad.
Funny as shit. And we keep saying, like, maybe he's poking at the WWE too much. And he's like, watch this. Hold
anything you can do, I can do better. Vince McMahon was right. That's aggressive as shit.
It's just not necessary. Good night, Larry. Sweet dreams. You can have that. That ain't even what he's mad at. Dude, this is my shadow. My shadow.
I have to almost halfway apologize because it was like Wednesday or whatever. Like Victor popped up and he was doing the, our shit is real or shit is raw. And that's literally the last thing that I caught on the video. So that's why I was like, gimmick infringement. And you're like, the man of 1,000 gimmicks. I was like, hold on. I was like, I just saw this. Like, that's the only thing I saw.
My Pop Wise, I thought it was funny as shit because I'm like, sorry, Victor, you can't do it. You can't do it.
No. You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at.
Right, there you go.
That's how you use a gimmick to defend a gimmick.
The only good part of Impact was PCO punching the chair at Bully Ray's face. That was epic. Yeah, I kind of liked the storyline there. I like the whole blackout and call me nostalgic, but PCO is awesome. So it wasn't the best of Impacts. It really wasn't. It was a solid 6. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Goose Knight.
Is that the newest member of Imperium?
Right? Goose Knight.
Gesundheit.
That's what they're going to call Ilya when they call him up. Goose Knight.
Gesundheit.
Do you think Solo could turn heel on Roman and then team up with Jay and Jimmy? Yeah, but it would be a babyface team at this point, wouldn't it? Yeah. SmackDown 1, Dynamite 2, Raw 3, Impact 4, Rampage 5, Collision for me, 5 for me. Let's see. Collision's got a chance. It might be the pick of the week. Who knows? We'd be lucky if it was.
Saying it's going to be a 1A to 1B of the Bloodline segment, and the second you hear CM Punk's music hit.
Well,
so 1A to 1B. And honestly, I could see Collision winning out on that.
Yeah. Last question. I'm going to click on the last few here, but last question I'll ask anybody and everybody. Punk says he's going to have an open mic tomorrow night. Is there going to be any type of pipey fireworks with this, or is he going to take the high road? I'm curious what everyone's take is.
You know something, Tony Khan, while you're sitting there, as uncomfortable as I hope you are.
Right. I think it might be much tamer than that. I think Punk is trying to keep the peace. And again, like I reported earlier today, he's reached out to the Jacksons. He wants to sit down. He's being met with lawyers instead of actual men. It's a problem.
This is what we expected all along. He's going to be the one that acted like an adult, and in his acting like an adult and trying to handle the situation, if anything of, hey, we can do nothing, but we have a license to print money with this.
Yeah.
That it's going to put the onus on the EVPs.
Right.
And
imagine you announced that there was going to be some type of confrontation between these groups, or even like I said, imagine Double or Nothing. The anarchy in the arena literally comes to an end because not Takeshita showing up, but FTR and Punk walk in, and everyone's like, "Holy shit!" and they get in a big scuffle. It leads to the Elite losing. That next Wednesday is going to pop such a rating. Imagine Raw has a shitty Raw, does like a 1.5, a 1.6 maybe. And you have a Dynamite that goes out and bangs out a 1.2, 1.3, because everybody and their fucking uncle, like, we're literally reporting everything every move Punk makes, somebody's reporting on it. That is what you're missing out on. That big, oh my God, big, like everyone tuning in just to see what's going to happen. And that's what the Bloodline have accomplished. I'm really curious to see the ratings this week.
But still, the interesting thing is going to be when Collision, even if it's not ticket sales, if viewership rating sways or goes beyond Dynamite, then we get this weird going to be inviting of, oh, hey, Tony, you said there's no brand split, right? So me and Nick can show up over there, right? And he can't do shit to us, right? Because the lawyers and everything, right? Yeah, that's where you're going to start to get that little pissant back and forth.
But man, that would make for such good TV. That exact scenario.
But they won't do it, and that's the thing that pisses everybody off.
Yeah. Keep going. You're
good. They won't do it.
Yeah, they won't do it. It's sad because what you just described is just a piece of it. And if you did that kind of shit, it would work incredibly well.
Everybody knows what the fuck is going on at this point, and the fact that they're trying to act like I'm not listening. I'm not listening. Like, no, like the cat's out of the fucking bag at this point. You might as well embrace it and make some goddamn money. Otherwise, you're literally proving everybody right with what they've said.
I mean, it's really interesting. And if enough people kind of start to sour on on the people that are showing, hesitancy to do the right thing. If it starts to look clear, like if Punk shows up and he's an angel and they're banging out great shows on Saturdays, it's going to be bad. I mean, the rumors of the Bucks to WWE might actually have some validity with this shit going on.
Well, I was going to say, as that I know we're trying to, head towards the door here as we're about to be here for Collision and everything. But it becomes the issue of who's painted as the angel here, because that's the thing is, as much as you have everybody, like you have people like us that are like CM Punk's probably more right than the Bucks here. You have people that are on the full opposite side of he's nothing but a toxic issue of I don't even know why they brought him back. All of that. Of you've got that. You've split your audience when you didn't need to because people can't get along. Yeah,
I will say two final thoughts, and then I have nothing else left. I'm almost out of voice. I don't want to see the sun come up. So, one, this whole Punk situation has been a beautiful example of how detrimental and toxic the dirt sheets are and the divisive nature that it causes when you got people that are hate watching shows and creating that tribalism, unlike what we do here. It's sad
to say, and inaccurate, by the way,
and completely inaccurate, and people and reporters and you people being emotionally invested in this, like their best friends involved. It's fucking crazy. But the other thing I will say is this, and I think somebody said it earlier today when I was on doing the Punk story, we're just all over it. It's not good for business. We don't want to hear it anymore, Nick. We don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's just talk about the fucking wrestling. Ding, ding. Let's fucking go.
Right. You've beaten this fucking horse to fucking death now, Tony.
We're over it.
But our shit is real.
Oh, go.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just going to remind everybody to click all the links below. Join our social. Thank you for being here. Thank you for 2K. It's so awesome. And that's all I got. I'll make it quick.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you talk about the wrestling, and if you want to help us get past 2K, you better put that. I fucked up.
For life with it. Woo! See you on the flip side. Good night. You're